Hello and welcome back to Chronicles of Many Realms. For those who missed us last session, you can now find our our most recent sessions as well as even past sessions at our YouTube channel. So if you go to our link down below in the description, we have a link to our YouTube. Give us a subscribe. You can watch any sessions you've missed there, or if you just want to go back and watch one you liked, that's where we have them. I am Nathaniel. I am also playing Barnabas, a rogue, for this campaign, and he is a taller, about 6 foot, darker skinned man who mostly fights in a hand-to-hand combat with a cutlass. And I'll jump it over to Joe.
Well, I'm Joe. I'm playing Colton, a sorcerer in this campaign. He stands about 5'7", built mostly like a very average peasant of the time, um, as far as his physical appearance, and going into those lighter, more my skin tones.
Hey there, I'm Josh. I am playing Silas, an Eldritch Knight fighter. Silas is 5'9", bald, with a scraggly beard growing on from all the seawater. He is built like a brick shit house. Muscles everywhere. Muscles, yeah, muscles. I just fucked up. Muscles, you name it. He's been out here for a while. He's got, I'd say, very, I wouldn't say rusty, but it's tried to be kept up chainmail with raggedy pants and boots. And a very well kept sword, though. His sword is his best thing on him. That's this.
All right. Ben, do you want to, for those viewing, give us a nice recap of our previous session?
I will. I will begin it off with another passage from the last voyage of the Third Blade. And upon those treacherous seas, whose waves once kissed her keel, the ghost of her gallant deeds still brought her foes to heel. The Third Blade, the prize jewel of the Shire Navy, found what she thought to be an easy mark out in the waters off her coast. Hunting her down, she was led into an ambush, which, after the heroic fighting of her crew, almost saw her free of that scuffle before the unexpected struck, and the Third Blade found herself landlocked upon a mist-strewn, unusual island springing up from the middle of the sea. Setting out to venture upon the island were our trio, Barnabas, Colton, and Silas, accompanied by Axie, a half-elf, and other members of their crew. Arriving at the ruin of one of the ships that tried to ambush them, the Destiny, they found her crew assailed, picked apart by some of the horrific denizens of this whispering jungle, to horrifically amoked, mangled, mutated cats. Vanquishing these abominations and claiming for themselves a metallic, strange, dog-shaped creature, they made their way back to where the Third Blade lies. That's where we're going to pick up. So, Silas, Barnabas, Colton, can I please have you roll a stealth check if you are intending to be quiet on this journey back?
Could be worse.
Yeah, see, I'm in heavy armor.
Yeah, it could be worse. I'm not trained in stealth, so.
Neither am I.
Okay.
All right. Barnabas,
A 14.
Colton,
4.
Silas,
18.
4.
I rolled a 20 and a 17.
Not
the
bad.
survivors of your crew did not do much better than Colton. So,
I mean, I think
Guys!
only one died, right?
Only one died.
Yeah.
He was
The guy who was gonna run away too, the pansy. Yeah.
he was mushed.
yeah, the other members of your crew are doing quite well. A bit loud and with shredded nerves from all the, fighting that they just did. However,
Surviving.
now, again, there is no stars, no moon, no nothing. It is the calling of the nightlife of this forest, this jungle, and nothing else. And so it is very easy to pick out at the watchfires around the third blade as you approach. And as you continue to get closer and closer, it is reassuring to hear the sounds of the crew milling about, men on watch calling to each other, the sounds of muttering and gambling and other bits of ease making going on inside the wooden hull of the third blade, which,
Yeah.
for those that have not been here before, is a massive warship, the largest on the Jasmine Sea that you sailed. Triple decked, 50 some odd guns, triple masts, a juggernaut upon the waves. And still mostly in one piece, even after her brief escapade as a sled going down the hillside.
I mean, sled says there's snow. We definitely didn't have snow.
Well, shut up. You know what I meant.
It's fine.
So, you are almost immediately challenged. All right, who goes there? Who is it?
It's Silas, you dimwit.
Oh, don't talk to me like that as you watch
Rule
Bronson,
number 1.
the bosun of the third blade, approach you, having in his hands a very slightly dinged up musklock as he is squinting at you in the darkness. Well, come on over. What you got there?
uh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, as Barnabas is holding this
Dog.
clockwork dog is the best way to describe what we found.
Yes.
I mean, you saved
What?
us.
Is it a statue?
No, it moved.
Moves fast. Very fast.
And as you say that, you watch as the metallic creature in your arms, the head, or, 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 once again. And for you, Barnabas, its legs begin moving, like it's trying to move, but you are holding it up off the ground.
I'm gonna put it down on the ground.
You set it down, and again, it is slightly unsettling to watch this definitely inanimate object begin to move of its own accord and focus itself upon Bronson, who is currently leveling his musklock at it, backing away slightly.
Whoa. Wait. It saved us.
It, uh, what is it? I thought it was a
Dog.
sign.
Dog.
I don't know, but it saved Colton.
How did they that?
Throwing itself against a mass of something.
There are creatures out here. Have you had any issues?
Hey, not yet. The sun switched from day to night was a wee bit of a shock, but creatures. You've been hearing plenty, but seeing not.
Let's hope it stays that way.
Hey,
Yeah, I really, really hope so.
Keep close eyes out. It's
hey, we plan on it. I suggest you go and see the captain, tell him what you find, and show him this thing.
yeah. Is it moving or is it just sitting there?
It moved up towards Bronson and then stopped moving, and it has not moved since then.
All right, so I will pick it back up then, and we will go see Captain Whistler.
You climb up alongside one of the rope ladders. I won't have you. It is awkward getting
Yeah.
this thing up the ladder, but it is possible.
Okay.
And so you were able to get it up onto the. If that's where you wish to bring, you were able to get it up
Yeah.
onto the deck and bring it to the captain's quarters. You see that at the table currently is Captain Whistler and the quartermaster Dougal, who are
Mhm.
currently poring over what look to be hastily drawn maps from the perspective of the crow's nest on the mainmast
Okay.
of the surrounding area.
Okay.
That's Whistler's up.
Captain.
What in the name of the gods is that?
A dog.
We don't know.
Is it a statue?
No.
No, it moves. It moves very fast sometimes.
Maybe.
It moved fast when it saved Colton. That's all I know.
Yeah, but then it stopped after moving.
Well, that's why I said sometimes.
Yeah, that's why I said maybe.
At this exact moment, Barnabas, in your arms, the machination again goes, oh, 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 oh.
I put it down.
As you set it down, Colton, its head just kind of spins to move at you. Its jaw distends far beyond what a normal animal to do, almost 180 degrees. Watch, and that sound continues to out of it as a singular object comes out,
Throwing up. Ah.
rests on the tip of its jaw, and the whole thing just
That.
collapses to the ground.
Huh? What
Uh,
in the hell?
what did the object that came out of its throat look like?
You saw it glimmer. It glinted a little bit green in the light of the candles that are lit alongside the edges of the room.
Is Colton grabbing it? Otherwise, Barnabas probably will.
Yeah, no, I'll grab it.
Okay.
So Colton,
What?
as you reach down, touch it, it is probably about the size of the last joint in your pinky, very small, a faceted green gemstone. Slightly, almost like frosted glass. Think of like a sea glass. Sort of like that kind of texture to it, but not as smooth as sea glass is. It's very much faceted edges. But it is currently inside of a small little, almost like a pair of pliers, really. It's just a couple little tongs wrapped around its edges.
Well, anyways, Captain, oh shoot, I forgot the name of I know I have it in my notes.
The
The
Destiny.
Destiny. Yep, the Destiny. The Destiny is no more. The crew has been slaughtered. The ship is in pieces. It is gone.
I killed them. Of what size the fall?
Some sort of creatures.
What manner of creatures are you speaking of?
Not normal. It had like a bajillion different limbs coming off of it, and then forming something.
Do we know what centipedes are? Like, is that something our characters would know, or is that like a...
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, you know what a centipede is.
Yeah. It is centipede, but attached to a panther.
That is incredibly disturbing.
Yeah.
Yes, we killed 2 of them.
Well, at least we know they've been killed now.
They can be... It is no easy task.
Not well.
We lost a man in the process, and we are not well off after the fact.
Along me. Hopefully, this damn darkness lifts soon. We start getting better stock of our surroundings. But as far as I've been made aware, there have been no reports of these creatures invading the outside of our territory.
That is very good.
And when day breaks, what then? Do we just scout the area, or are we full blown heading to those spires?
I was planning on heading to the spires, but if there's monsters in these woods, perhaps it'd be better to just stay by the ship and focus on repairs and not losing any more men.
Do you think we can get it back in the water from here?
It'd take time and quite a lot of felling. I would hope that you, Colton, would be able to aid with some of that. But
Of course.
potentially, from what Dougal here was telling me, her keel's still in one piece. So, as long as we were able to tar her holes, we'd be able to get her at least in the water for a little ways.
If this is some magic island, how do we know that we can even escape through the water?
There's really no way to tell. However, I find that working towards something is better than stagnating here.
No, I agree. I am concerned that if this is some sort of elvish prison like we discussed previously, that there is no way out without talking to the elves, if that is the case.
So advise them that we speak to them and go to these spires.
I advise that while, yes, repairing the ship is of the most importance, at least someone should try and talk with whatever got us here.
I mean,
hold on, Captain. Where does the compass say we are?
It says we're here. And he places a compass out upon the table. And the compass is currently tilted as if you were holding it in a way that the needle was pressed up against the glass.
Where is it supposed to point to?
Not there.
Well, if I do this, and as he holds it sideways, and it goes so that the needle's only pointing against the glass, the needle rotates, and then almost as if someone presses their finger against it, it snaps right about, 4 o'clock? Right around there. It stops moving.
Again, what is supposed to happen with this thing?
It's supposed to point towards the polar north. Or, well, it keeps us in a general direction of heading as well. Helps us orient ourselves. But,
So we are heading to the North Pole. We are at the North Pole.
no. It kind of drops back on the table. Knowing north is only truly useful if you have the stars to guide you, to create a sort of idea of where you are. What this is telling me is not only are we somewhere abnormal, as he picks the compass back up, and this time it spins, and then snaps up to the top right, where somewhere where our instruments are less than useless.
Ah, that's real reassuring.
Quite.
So there is no escape without assistance, I guess.
For now, it looks like, yeah.
But still, if we were to get the ship in the water first, we could sail closer to the spires.
That is true.
Yes. From what our lookouts were saying, as he kind of leans up over the maps and starts pointing out, if we're here, on the bottom of Small Hill, the hills of the towers are over here. The towers are almost directly on the water, and our lookouts believe that there might even be a cove there that they are nestled up in. However, we won't be able to tell for sure unless we go out there or sail around. Some of our longboats are still functional, so potentially we could even send a small group to row around and get a view on the side of the island. It's not overly massive, but I don't know how I feel about sending them out into the waters.
How
I
are
think-
our stores doing?
Supply-wise, we're still very well laden. Some things were damaged, some barrels of water. A few bits of our live produce were killed, but we've slaughtered them and are making use of their meat right now. I'm just looking we could last months.
Well, then I think that Colton's plan is the best. We should get in the water and then go from there.
Colton, is there anything that you could do with your magics to aid us in this recovery of the third blade?
Well, think about it. Maybe I should take some creative liberties, but there's always things I can try.
Well, you all look like you've beaten well within an inch of your lives. Take tonight to rest, and then come tomorrow, we'll try some of these creative applications. Dismissed.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, Captain.
Oh, and Barnabas,
Mm.
take that thing with you.
All right.
So this green gem, if I briefly inspect it against the light, is there any abnormalities to it?
Make an investigation check.
16.
So, Colton, as you are down below deck, slung up in your hammock, holding it up to a small little taper that you've plucked from one of the storerooms, as you look at it, every facet you look at it through, there is a different small little rune on the inside of this. Every facet has a different rune inside of it.
Do I recognize these at all?
What languages do you know?
Common, Elvish, Tarn, and because I am Storm Sorcery, I believe I can read Primordial.
All right.
That tracks.
Are you proficient with Arcana?
Yes.
All right. So, you would recognize these as in the Elvish script.
Ah, Sylvan. Yeah, you can speak, read, and write Primordial, Joe.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then all 4 subsets of elemental languages. But even though they're in the Elven script of runes, they are ones I don't recognize.
Not particularly. The way that they combine together, like if you were to try and sort of like scrabble them into something, they don't form any traditional Elvish words. And because you are trained Arcana, you are fairly certain that these are forming some kind of combination or activation or something of that nature. These are, it's definitely arcane in nature.
Mm-hmm. Could I make an Arcana check to see if it was powering this creature? If there's any like power flowing out from this, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
You may attempt it, yes.
That is 23.
Holy
19 on the
biscuits and
dice.
gravy.
Yeah, you need that number. You are able to tell that yes, especially now that you have determined that this is most like definitely an arcane type of object. You're able to reach out with that latent arcane power that you have at your disposal and just gently brush against it. And as you reach out with those arcane tendrils of magic you have, this stone just kind of emits a very soft glow, very similar to that creature's eyes.
Mm. Best to keep this safe. I'm going to put it in one of my pouches and keep it close to me.
Right. So, put it in your pouch. And if no one else has anything that they wish to try and attempt,
I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
all right.
It's
You are all,
bedtime.
because of the events that have been spread about by Bronson through the crew, you are not expected to take watches, and so you were able to gain a full rest.
Time to roll them hit points, baby.
And so, one of the homebrew rules for my campaign is during a long rest, you do not automatically get all of your hit points back.
Nope.
Instead, you will roll however many hit dice you possess, and the total you roll is how many hit points you receive.
I'm almost full. I'm 3 points shy. Up to 63. Oh, do we add our con modifier?
Nope.
No, not at all. Not even to the total.
Nope. That's a short rest thing.
I am
Nice.
1 below max.
I rolled 54, and that is over my max, so I am back to full. Thank God.
Nice. Alright, what's 3 hit points gonna do, right? Right?
That's
You
not
didn't
gonna
need
I
a choice.
forget.
Yeah. I'm a rogue. Who needs those?
Yeah, you just dodge everything. That's what rogues do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
you do
So,
that right.
Mm-hmm.
There you
as
go.
you all awaken in the morning, healthy, if not happy. It is
Ah,
still dark outside.
that blows. Like, we can't even see anything?
It is exactly like last night. There are no
We-
stars, there's no moon.
That's right, we're all humans.
Yeah, that's the issue here.
The light only comes from the burning torch poles out of the perimeter of the small little rocky cliff clearing that the third blade is resting at.
If anything, that means we should really go through with Colton's plan.
Yeah.
Oh, I just realized it could be like 12-hour things, like 12 hours pitch black, 12 hours sunlight. Because it has not been 12 hours since it was black.
Who knows? It could be one whole 12-hour cycle of darkness, one 12-hour cycle of day. Who
It's a
knows?
full week of darkness. We're just suffering.
It could be
I
less.
actually
We have
told
whole
it
months of
from
darkness.
pitch black. It is currently going to be a full solar cycle before it goes back to daylight.
Lovely.
I was
It's
gonna
like
say
it's like
we could
Alaska.
be
Yeah, and you
we
guys
could be
arrived
in
just in
the North
time
Pole.
for the plot of the movie to happen.
You're in darkness forever.
Well, all right.
go on.
However, in this happy medium, Colton, Dougal is going to come to you in his very commonly quiet Dougal way, ask you what sort of chicanery, arcane or otherwise, you have to help them get the third blade back into the waves.
Well, I was thinking about it last night, and similarly to my ability to in a immediate chase, if we need to catch up, I can propel us forward. I could control the winds in the nearby area to attempt to get us moving once we have the third blade off her keel. Um, Beyond that, I could also make a lot quicker work of moving trees than having our crew spend days. However, I can only. I'll be frank. I'll get exhausted quickly, but anything for the third blade.
But nods and says, well, maybe, potentially, perhaps, we could try forming a sledge, a rolling launch, sort of like when, for the dry dock, when they first launched the ships out into the water to go off
Yeah.
to the wet dock for fitting. You do something like that and then have you push her along.
Be
The
alert.
only risk, of course, being that if we aren't able to move the logs fast enough and she picks up some speed, we could just recreate what we did off the cliff, except that this time she'll be in the water.
I With the men we have, I could get us some momentum behind us when we start moving. But beyond that, I feel like we still need to attempt to clear a path a bit, a bit more. The third blade, her hull is strong and can withstand a few blows from these trees, but
Not all of them.
not all of them.
Well, in that case, we'll start felling trees in our path, start patching up for the inside, and apply braces.
Hmm.
Get her ready to withstand whatever we have to put her through to get her back in the water. But first,
That
as people turns away from you, starts yelling to his crew, "Rouse yourself, bastards! We gotta get her all patched up." So, with that rousing shout. The rest of you, as you wake up groggy.
Yep.
Whistler has sent Bronson to consult with you on who you would think would be best suited to delegate with these elves.
Well, I am the most well versed in talking to people.
We best have
Yeah.
you along to help cool tempers. I know Whistler isn't exactly the most even keeled when he.
He's
Well,
angry.
and he's. Have you seen him?
Yes.
Surprised he hasn't shattered his teeth.
My only concern is I don't know a lick of Elvish.
Oh, isn't Galton Elvish?
Yes, he would need to be there with me to translate.
Well, I suppose he can be spared so long as, he's not super busy working on the ship.
So, does the captain plan to send us right away then? Or is he talking for the future once we're in the water?
He was going to leave it up to the party that he sent to speak with the elves, whether they'd like to wait until the third blade is launched or take one of the long ships around the waters around the coast. Potentially, he might even. Originally, the idea was to go over the land, but your new news of monsters in the forest have. And as he's speaking, all of a sudden, it is blindingly bright, and the shriek and chi and gaw of the day life of the jungle rips into your ears.
And,
Lovely. Thrilling.
God damn.
You can hear groans and grunts and grumbles coming from all throughout the ship and the surrounding area, as now the torches seem like puny banners compared to the overall sunless brightness that is
Yeah.
down into this clearing.
I was going to ask, where's the sun? But there isn't any, so. Cool. It's a light bulb.
Preferably,
Nice.
we should wait till the third blade is in the water, so at least we have backup if things are to go wrong.
Alrighty then. Well, since you're to go along Barnabas and Collins be your translator, I'll let you pick out who you want to be supporting you on here. Your bodyguard and whatnot.
I mean, yeah, who do I know besides Silas who are the guys to take?
Well, we have the very men I bring with me up on board. Always pretty nice.
Again, that's why I asked the question. Like, would there be a select group besides Silas that would be the normal people to take on something like this?
Yeah, you'd probably normally want to take members of the boarding crew.
Mm-hmm.
However, of them, most of them were the casualties that died when the third blade hit a running start down the hill.
Oof. Yeah. Well then, of course Silas, and then I'll let Silas pick from the people he has left for who else should come along with us. How many can a longship hold normally? Like 12?
One of the longships? Yeah, your longships can hold about 20 men.
20? We probably only take 12 would be my assumption. I don't think we should take a whole small squadron. I feel like that would be the best for negotiations.
Yeah.
Let us off the island.
Just
let
slam my
us.
knee to this. Yeah. So it'll be us three, and then is there 9 of the boarding party left, or is that would that be all of them?
That would be most of them, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So that's who we'll take then.
Woo.
And then, yep, I think Barnabas and Silas will get to work. We're not magic-y, So we'll just get Barnabas, or I guess Silas is. Barnabas is not magic-y, so he's just gonna get to work where told with whatever he needs to work on.
Again, my magic isn't very special. It's very select for
Yeah.
what my job is.
It
So
is for
I'll be manually working as well.
yeah.
And so, could I have the two of you grunts roll d20? And Colton, how are you going to be using your magic to aid in this, if you are?
Right.
Let them suffer.
Lightning bolts to the trees, baby.
That can't go wrong.
What could possibly go wrong?
Who knows?
Might blow up a magazine.
The Secret Tree magazine, known but to few. The ultimate secret of the elves, lost in a flash of flame and ozone.
So what I would probably end up doing, because you said these are redwood size, like tree thickness, or
No, these
No?
are more, very much so like your Amazon jungle type of large,
yeah,
tall,
so
deciduous tree with a high upper canopy and very
high
few
upper can.
limbs.
Yeah, few limbs, heavy on vines, things like that.
Burn it.
So
I mean, do we know we're not going to burn it? Is it? I guess now we're getting a better look at this. Before it was all this like the paneling things. Is that just the creatures or is that everything?
With your passive perception, Barnabas, as you are currently, you being not super strong or more on a supervisory lookout kind of role,
Must be nice.
Just Barnabas hates it.
you are paying closer attention to the tree line. And now, especially with that experience with
Yeah.
those devil cats, you are starting to notice like almost bird of paradise looking creatures in the
Yeah.
trees. You see little creatures. You can even see now they're hard to spot, but you are seeing like little insects too buzzing around, moving. And they are all in that same sort of out of focus image that you have to
Yeah.
be just right to line it up.
And all the creatures are like the trees like that too, or is it just the creatures?
No, it's just the creatures. The
Okay,
trees
that was the
are
main question. Yeah, they're actual trees. Cool.
They can be burned.
Correct. That's why I asked. I was like, wait a minute.
yes. So
I speak for the trees. I'll break your fucking
So-
knees.
how I will be going about doing this is I will be using shocking grasp on lower parts of these trees to not burn them, but singe and break down part of the tree. Basically, like half of the tree, kind of weaken that side. And then I'd be using thunder waves to try to topple these trees towards the side that I've weakened.
Ye old chainsaw.
all right, could I have you make a spellcasting ability roll for me?
No proficiency?
Nope.
12.
12. All right. So, Silas, Colton, each of you get to roll I would have each of you roll a d20.
Yep, they're ready.
Colton, you may roll 3 additional d20s.
Oh, I got a 10 by the way on mine.
Yeah,
I got a
but
14.
So
Yeah.
you need me to roll 40 20s?
yeah, and you may no 3d20s.
3, okay. I heard
3d20s. Yeah,
3
I misspoke. 3d20s and add your spellcasting ability rather than your strength.
Oh, should I add my strength my roll?
Yes.
19.
17,
19.
19.
So for mine, I have a 16, a 16, and a 22.
Ooh.
All right. And so, Silas, you are very strong.
Uh-huh.
Beefy boy.
I am beefcake.
And you are able to do a mountain of work. However, this still pales in comparison to Colton, who was able to do the work of 3 men by walking over to a tree and arcs of lightning shoot out along his arms, blasting chunks of bark and splinters of wood before he pulls his hand back. And Colton, how does your thunder wave become invoked?
So for his thunder wave, basically the way I imagine it for him is he slowly just closes his hands together like this, and the area around him, you can just feel this air pressure gathering in one spot before he opens his hands a direction, and that air pressure just blasts out a boom that goes straight forward.
So, as Colton does this and then releases that boom, that intense rush of thundering air, the tree just it's impressive. But Colton, you are correct. It is tiring felling trees with magic.
I'll just get rid of all my first and second level spell slots for that one.
However, as you do your work, the rest of the crew, who not really having a ship to care for in the traditional sense of maintaining rigging and whatnot, instead heave to and haul the logs over to the ship, either to use as replacement timbers for the inside to shore up the hull, or start getting ready for this roller bed that has been discussed. Inside, let's see if Dougal is even remotely good at his job.
No.
He is!
Oh.
And so,
Well, that's good at least.
errors are well underway. So, here's the fun part. Could I have each of you,
Do it again,
because
3 more
you all-
times.
Nope.
Roll what now?
Instead, because of how well you rolled, Colton and Silas, you may roll d4s. Barnabas, I'm going to have to ask you to roll a d8.
Ooh.
Okay.
Do we want low by any chance?
You want the number that you tell me.
Cool.
Two, Silas.
2.
And a 3 from me.
Total of 7, unless I'm bad at math. So, it is abrupt again as you are heaving some of these last logs before you head back into the woods to get more, before everything is pitch black. And the instant that just the night sounds from the forest going. However, there is a new sound in the woods. It's a very loud, but at the same time very far away.
Oh, that's good.
I mean,
It is constant.
are we able to get everyone onto the ship for when they sleep? Because that'd be my
Biggest priority, yeah.
Yeah.
Ski people out of the woods, onto the ship.
Yeah, because I know that last time there was fires around the ship. This time, I think we should probably just maybe have like some torches placed in a perimeter, but just have people
On the ship.
on the ship. Yeah, not out off the ship doing watch.
Right. As people begin moving back towards the ship, and you are currently discussing this with Bronson, who's trying to organize everyone. Check out. Well, if we set fires on the perimeter, they'll burn out within the hour unless we have someone there to feed them.
So there's no like long burning torches. It's all like hour-long torches.
You could build big bonfires, but unless someone were
yeah.
to continue to feed them, they would burn themselves out.
Yeah. Okay.
Big bonfire you could probably have burn for like a couple hours or so.
Then let's build a couple big bonfires quickly, and then after the humans take watch during that time, have the elves, half elves, that type of. Are there elves and half elves on this ship? Like a decent number of people with dark vision.
No, there were a handful of elves and a smattering of half elves. A bunch of the half elves were on the boarding crew. They didn't make it, Chief.
Oof.
Of the elves, there are a couple left who are not exactly fighters.
Yeah, I'm not asking for fights. I'm looking for people who can keep watch.
Okay. Yes, there are elves on board with
their
low light vision.
Because my plan was to basically have a big bonfire to have the humans take basically the first watches for until that burns out, and then have those with low light vision or dark vision take over watches after that happens.
All right. They will try it. There's only going to be a handful, so
Then none.
Yeah, Barnabas will keep a watch, take a watch during that first time period.
Colton, Silas. Actually, no. Barnabas and Silas, you were put on watches. Colton, how well are you feeling? As the resident tree annihilator, you are exempt. You are not required to do these duties.
I would get some sleep.
But if you don't, Barnabas is going to get some sleep.
Yeah. Go. Oh, tree feller.
Oh, great tree feller.
Right there. Get your fucking sleep.
So, Barnabas, Silas, could I have some perception checks for you, please?
Oh, you sure can.
Do we need disadvantage with the bonfires or just a normal roll?
It is. Are you? And that all depends on where you're looking. Are you looking in the area right around the bonfires, or are you sweeping the tree line beyond?
I'd be scanning beyond.
Mm-hmm.
That would be disadvantage because that's dim light and you have poo-poo eyes.
No.
Good thing I am expertise in perception because that's still really good.
You also you don't have your reliable talent until what, next level?
Well, I rolled better than I could do with that, so. All right, Silas, go ahead first.
Hey.
Yep.
Unnatural 20.
Wonderful. And the other handful of humans on board are not super alert. They are, for the most part, they are non-combative members of your crew.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the fighters were also some of the most physically capable and were helping to chop down trees and drag trees and a lot of physical labor. So they are also currently resting right now. Most of them are. And the ones who are ready are mostly still kind of, holding on to their muskellocks or white knuckles on their blades.
Yo. Okay, I know it's going to be perception or some sort of check. Is it in the same rhythm of the small dog? Like same timing? Because the other one aren't. Is it the same rhythm?
Yes.
it has a mother or something.
Barnabas, at the end of his watch, is going to grab the robotic dog and go place it by one of the burning out bonfires.
Have your child. I don't want it anymore. Be gone.
As you grab it, it is totally.
Yeah. Yep.
It's dead. Ooh, if it's just a dead kid, that's not gonna be good.
I don't know what else to do, Chief. I'm just trying to figure shit
Just
out.
stop.
So
It's very much like,
place it.
please just take it.
You place it out on the outskirts by the bonfire, then quickly retreat back to the safety of the third blade. And after another just nerve fraying hour sitting there contending with your bug bites and the droning whine.
Are they actual bugs when we hit them? Like, if we slap them, are they actual bugs? Are they that, like, things?
Make an attack roll.
And yeah, I'm going to as well because
I fumbled.
Yeah, no. It's slightly uplifting for the rest of the crew, or at least it would be if they weren't also all as miserable as you,
Mm-hmm.
with bugs they cannot hit.
I got
Silas?
10.
It is miserable.
God, awful fucking mosquitoes on crack.
Yeah, they take your blood and then we get fucking punished for it. These bastards.
All
I
right.
just sit there, watch it, just
And after an hour of this, just on watch,
Your mic is cutting out, Ben.
yeah. It thinks your background noise, so it's just like nah.
so there's this stuttering, shuddering rumble that is just at the edge of your ears, Barnabas.
Weapons ready.
Okay.
The droning, rumbling growl is still just as loud as it was.
Yeah. For future reference, did I see that Colton grabbed whatever the thing fell out of its mouth?
Yes.
Okay. Just
Well, unless we're trying to be quiet about it. Or,
Oh, absolutely not.
yeah, so you definitely, yeah.
okay.
You definitely.
Mostly in case Barnabas's plan doesn't work, I have a backup plan.
Yeah. The sleeping lad.
The rumbling continues to grow in volume. Even you can hear it, Silas.
Okay.
That's not good.
No.
Barnabas, at the edge of the light, right towards where the dying light of the bonfire is reaching, you see a pair of red eyes.
I point out, hold your fire. Eyes there.
And as you all focus, these eyes are stacked vertically.
Like the dog were? Or no?
I don't think the dogs are stacked vertically.
No,
Okay.
that's why I was asking if the dog's eyes were stacked like that.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
And as you are all now watching the spot, you watch as almost like ridges on the back of a sea serpent, like these red dots continue to appear, curling back in and along the edge of this forest. as they get to the lab, almost a full half of the perimeter is covered in these red eye-like spots. And a thing shambles fully into the light. I need everyone to make charisma saving throws. No, wisdom.
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 Wisdom, not as great.
Great.
Including those asleep.
No, because
You
you
can't
are.
see it.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
see.
Okay.
It's a dragon. It's gonna have the draconic presence. We like it. Curse the dragon. Very nice. Very good. Very nice.
Silas.
I'm guessing a 9 fails.
Well, it definitely doesn't succeed.
I'm
Barnabas.
going to try using Indomitable.
I have a 16.
All right.
Fuck. Worse.
Well, Barnabas, Silas, you all feel just this just gripping terror cling onto you. And Barnabas is the only one able to kind of, just kind of shake himself out and focus not on what it is, but what it is.
Yeah.
And by focusing on the physical, he is able to just press himself through that wave as you watch the eye of that crew member that you left behind. Just one, you can see his face swollen like a distended corpse in water, but larger. His body wilted away like a dying flower. One just massive red eye coming forward. All the rest of his features look tiny compared to that one monstrous, just kind of slightly pulsating orb that moves forward. As you see more in this nightmarish press of figures coming closer and closer, and all being hearing.
Oh, your mic cut out again.
Yeah, your background noise.
Here, turn off your. So if you go to your settings, Ben, your user settings, you can turn off your noise suppression, and that'll help. That's what I have to do for one of the campaigns I run.
Settings, noise suppression, both.
Now try it. Should work.
Why did you abandon? Why did you abandon? Why did you abandon? Why did you abandon? As you watch just link after link of these bodies, all with those distended red eyes, begin moving closer and closer to you.
Oh, no.
And Colton, not Colton, Barnabas, because you were able to resist this just mind-gripping terror, you're able to see that these, and also because your passive perception is like an 18, you were able to notice that these things they look like your crew, but they can't be. There's just something off about them. There's something not exact about them.
Look closer! Look closer!
I ain't no helmet with that shit.
Barnabas, as you shout this and you look to your sides, most of the men are either on their, pressed up against the side of the railing, just their hands over their ears, their eyes just shell-shocked. Silas is currently just holding on to his blade, and he's just eyes locked on his handle. You've never seen him tremble before, but he's just unable to lift his gaze.
As I'm kind of glancing back still, I just kind of back up to him and just try and shake him.
Silas, may make another wisdom save.
7.
So, Silas.
Not wise.
Yeah. Barnabas, as you're saying this and you were calling to Silas, you see even though Silas is still locked, the rest of the men around you begin to look up, move, kind of begin peering over the side at it. And one of them, actually, would one of them? Yeah, one of them even, monster! And that's probably not going to hit, but it doesn't blow up, so it's almost a win.
Even better.
Mhm.
In fact, that does hit.
What a man.
Ooh, and huge damage too. 18 points of damage.
Wild. Maybe I should use those. I could use sneak attack damage with those too.
What the fuck?
It's a ranged weapon.
Oh. I would like everybody who's currently conscious, even the ones who are unconscious, to roll initiative.
Yeah, I'm feeling the shoot of a musklock's going to wake a lot of people up.
Yes. As Colton, even your pathetic perception of 11 is enough for a rifle going off a deck and a half above you to wake you up.
Well, don't worry. I'm still fucking last.
All right.
We know the drill.
Barnabas.
18.
Colton.
That's a 2, a 1 on the dice.
Cool. Silas.
Nat 20. 21.
Big money plays.
I can't wait to spend my entire turn staring at my sword.
Big money plays. Hey, it means you get to make your save earlier.
Yeah, but I could use this roll for literally anything else.
Well, yeah, you've been nicer on your save, but you can make your save earlier.
Yeah. So, top of the order, Silas.
Yeah.
At the start of your turn, because I'm not a dick, you get to remake your save. Because I hate end of turn saves like that.
10.
How much?
10.
You're just thinking back to your life before the ship, all these voices, all these calling out to you, and you still can't bring yourself to meet Silas's gaze or Barnabas's gaze or even look beyond him to this thing. You spend the rest of your turn stunned.
Stunned. Holy cow.
If I get touched, I'm dead.
Yo, mass power word stun. Jesus.
Yeah.
Barnabas.
Barnabas? Okay. Am I able to grow Mudstock?
Yes, you were able to grab a Mustlock.
May I bonus action hide and then shoot? Or no, I can aim. I have the bonus action aim. So I'm going to bonus action aim.
You will have to run over to one of the Musklocks.
Oh, well then I won't bonus action this turn. I will run over, grab it. Do you allow bonus action hiding to try and get advantage or no?
What are you hiding behind?
The deck where all the other people were hiding, kind of just ducking, like kind of sliding under, and then kind of like popping up and firing.
Yeah. So I will say for this because there's not a map right now, but
Yeah.
if there were, you will have to slide and then displace a little bit.
Yeah, that was the plan. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll use my hide to start.
So please make a stealth check. And fortuitously for you, after the third blade got fucked, they unchained the musklocks from the side of the deck, so you're not locked to a 5-foot area around where the musklock is chained.
Solid. Will 22 do it?
Well, 22 was pretty sneaky. It's up to you what you do with it.
Well, I'm gonna try and shoot it. Do I get advantage?
You do.
Yes.
Well, you would.
Oh.
So now what? Do I not?
Nope.
Okay.
Because of its many eyes feature.
That's
surprised. It can't be surprised. Technically.
This is not a surprise.
So yes, you would get advantage.
That's good because I crit.
Oh, God!
Uh-oh. So
Somebody is dying.
Yeah. By the way, guys, it was a fumble and then a crit.
my question: were you proficient with musklocks?
I would have been trained in them. That was my plan. And then I saw someone's head get blown off by one and stopped using them until I needed to.
All right. So this, because it is a fully seated projectile, the base damage from this rifle is 2d10.
All right. So 2d10 plus 5d6. Do I roll double dice or double the number on the dice?
Double the number on the.
Okay. Oh, that's good sound. Ooh. Okay, so that's. Oh boy. Okay. Oh god. Math. 39 times 2 is 78 plus 82 damage total.
82?
Yeah.
Are you sure you want to stick with that number?
What?
Are you sure you want to stick with that number? You don't
That's
want
the
to
number. That's the number I roll. I don't get to change it.
Unfortunate. I'll get one second. Fudge.
Dang, and Sauce doesn't get to see it either. Oh, because I just imagine him. I just imagine him like dashing over, grabbing one, doing like a power like almost dive under the deck, rolling, popping up, and just bang.
No,
So,
or Signy, sorry.
82 points of damage.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
That's all. That's my turn. That's it. That's everything I can do.
So,
Do I need to roll something now to see if it blows up?
no.
Okay. All right. Is it because I crit?
Yep.
Okay. Keeping that in mind, I wasn't sure if I just had the one super good musklock.
So, as Silas, I will say for flavor-wise, because the effect is about to end on you anyway.
Cool.
For flavor, as you say that, look at it, all of a sudden there's a, and you look over, and Spawn silhouetted like 30 feet away from where he was previously, just full rest, just fired this musklock, and you can hear this coming from this
Thing.
horrific nightmare abomination. And as you finally are able to bring your eyes over, it bleeds.
It bleeds.
And Barnabas, you are finally able to tell what was off about it, as there is this nebulous, shadowy thing underneath that is almost like inverted puppet strings moving this line of carcasses.
Yep. That's what I figured.
Wherever they are.
Yeah. That's what I figured it was. Okay. Thanks,
Next
I hate
up,
it.
Next up is this thing. This thing is going to start off each turn. I'm trying to figure out his
Of course. I can't wait to get. I can't wait for it to lock onto me and just obliterate me. Behold the disintegrate eyes me.
And your health bar goes away.
You don't have to worry about this anymore because you're dead.
So, this creature, which at this point you can see this thing is huge. It's probably more than half as long as the third blade.
What the fuck?
Huh.
It is currently, you can see now, those bulging eye-like things are now like snaking and roping their way before poof, impacting against the side. And just, you can, and for you, Colton, you can hear this fleshy slapping just kind of like running along the edge of an aluminum can. It's kind of like that rattling.
Yeah. I
Like
imagine
fleshy along the side, this thing shoots upwards.
I imagine like the frog calls, like the
Yeah, but infinitely more squishy and awful. However, as Barnabas, you're looking up at this thing barely caught in the light as it
oh,
comes down towards you. It doesn't stink as it makes its. How many attacks does it get?
17.
this isn't good.
Nope. Its first 2 attacks against you, Colton. Barnabas. So, Barnabas.
You
The
sure you
first
could attack
thing-
Colton?
Yeah, no. Does a 19 hit?
Yeah. Wait, it would if I didn't use my defensive duelist reaction to deflect it.
Fuck.
Very nice. So, Colton, as you.
Barnabas.
Do you need a weapon to be able to do that?
I will check. That was actually about the thing that I was about to worry about. Because I also was seeing if that was the case. Well, is a musklock a finesse weapon?
I mean,
No,
you-
no,
it's
yes, it's not. It's okay. Then yes, it hits me.
I will say this. Would you like to use it as a... Oh, you wouldn't be able to. You would be able to use it as a melee weapon, technically, just not a finesse weapon.
That's a shame. So yeah, no, I'm not able to use that feature.
Alright. And the second hit is a 24.
Ah.
Yeah. So let me know the damage on the first one, and then I have another reaction I can use.
So, the first attack damage is... 9 points of slashing damage.
I will take it.
The second attack damage is 11 points.
That will
of
be
slashing.
down to 6.
5.
Or 5. Sorry, yeah, 5. Because of my uncanny dodge
Your
reaction.
uncanny rogue bullshit.
Hey, I don't have the health. I need this.
As this thing slams onto the deck, Silas, you have a front row seat as the front 2 segments of this thing reach out, and those really shriveled arms, suddenly the head almost squeezes, and the arms, and these razor-long talons slash across Barnabas' chest as he even as the first one slashes, he puts the musklock in front of it and uses it to redirect his momentum and only catch a glancing blow as he lands back on his feet almost 5 feet away from where he was. However, the side of it, suddenly all of the heads on the side constrict like you're rolling up a tube of toothpaste into one giant eye, which... And it's just a swarm of those sharp talon-like things slash out
Ah.
towards one of the poor crewmen, who is, yes, very much hit.
Jimmy! Not Jimmy!
Maybe more D6s for that.
Uh-oh. I need more d6. That is never a good thing to hear from the DM. I need more dice for this.
Yes, I must hit you up harder.
No, this is also a rogue.
It's because he's stunned.
Yeah, I mean he is liquefied basically as they come out, and as they ribbon him, you are just left with this just image of it eviscerated him. But it's not like you've seen, orc berserkers, you've seen slaver brawlers who cut up by the victims. This was more like he was vivisected, as you still see part of the front of his eye, and just your last thought, the last thing you see is the eye blink before it's all sucked back inside this creature.
Huh.
Oh, that's tasty. Mmm.
Thrilling. We love it. This is very good.
Ow.
Prime.
Oh, God.
Colton! Oh no, the crew! Not Colton. Colton is poop. The crew.
Yeah, Blake. Gotta love the body horror.
the crew are going to. And you hear various as 3 of the 4 musklocks currently being clutched in trembling hands
Uh-oh.
or fire off.
Is there still a big eye?
No, the big eye after technically yes, but the big eye has sucked back in is now.
I'm just wondering if I have a target.
Yeah, same.
It's like your whole body is covered in glowing weak spots. But no, that is cool, yeah?
Oh yeah, it's very cool, very good.
Very
Alright.
cool. Yeah, it's
3 shots on this creature. None of them blow up, but also none of them hit.
I mean, they're kind of they just watched a man get eviscerated. It's understandable.
Yeah, the shots go far, wide. The other guards who had melee weapons go and run below deck, screaming. Colton, there are men running below deck, screaming.
Well, while Colton takes his turn, I gotta pee.
Mm-hmm.
how dare you?
What happened? As I'm like getting up and starting to rush up towards the upper deck.
All right. So,
Is anyone going to give me a response? Gotcha.
and you can still hear the. So basically, you were getting like, oh, what the hell? And starting to move, and then it was one of those things where you didn't hear what woke you up, but something loud woke you up, and you're still hearing that going off in the distance. But now but then something slammed on the deck. The ship kind of jostled from the movement, and then you heard more musklocks being fired before a handful of men came screaming, running down below deck.
I'm going to run up to the main deck.
All right, I will say, what's your movement speed?
30.
You would just be able to get up to the main deck. Like it would have half cover because you're still on the staircase, looking back over your shoulder towards this thing currently almost half sprawled, half hanging off the starboard prow of the ship. You can see Silas currently holding his sword out, and a few men with musklocks leveled, aiming at it.
Wanted good night's sleep. I'm going to cast Frostbite on this thing.
Ooh.
Oh my.
So I need it to make a. Is it within 60 feet of me? I guess I should say first.
Yeah, let me just double check.
Let's say there's a big eye floating over me, around me, near me.
Yes. Yeah, you're within 60 feet of it.
Alright, I need it to make a Constitution save.
I was hoping you were going to say dex save. I was like, this thing doesn't seem dexterous. This could be fun.
Sadly,
All right.
no. Frostbite is con.
Single tier.
Con. Awful.
So we like to hear, baby.
Alright, it'll take 6 cold damage.
Ooh.
and
There's
No, there is no and to this one because it's not using a weapon for its attacks.
oh, did you roll multiple dice though because you're level 9?
Yeah, 2d6.
Shouldn't it? Oh, it's 3.
No, that's level 11.
Aww.
He gets 5th level spells, not more D6s.
Shame.
Hey.
And yeah, no and because it's not using a weapon attack, so it does not have disadvantage on its next roll.
Alrighty.
Anything else we're going to see from you, Colton?
Questioning everything right now. But
As you both should be. Rolling initiative.
My favorite part of combat.
So where I got up here, and I am ready.
Which I could say the same.
Barnabas.
24.
Next.
I'm a
Colton.
plus 7.
Unnatural 20.
That a boy.
Silas.
I rolled a 1, so a 2.
Here you go.
First last turn, last this turn. Let's go.
Barnabas. You're up.
All right. So I am going to drop my musklock, draw my cutlasses. Well, cutlass. I can only draw one right now.
You need to roll d20.
I'm dropping the
For
muscle.
dropping it? Oh, okay.
Boom!
16.
Yep. So you drop your muscle.
Yeah, I try to just like slide. I slide along the ground to hopefully near the crew. We'll see what happens. Yeah, exactly. I'm not really paying attention. And then draw my cutlass, and I'm making a sweetie swing. Yeah. Is there any allies within 5 feet of this thing?
Not anymore. No.
Okay. Unfortunate. Well, that's still good. A 26 to hit.
That'll hit.
No sneak attack damage, but that's okay. A measly 8 points of damage.
8 damage.
And then I'm going to... Is there anywhere I can... Because I can disengage for free because of my thing. Is there any way for me to like slide away and find a spot to hide?
Potentially, you could slip away behind the main mast.
Yeah. I'm going to attempt to do that, and we'll see what happens.
All right. As you are moving, you make your single cut, and you are now pretty much moving and dodging and sliding away and trapezing your way past all these various scything claws. They're just kind of, again, the eyes are just kind of popping outwards, and these like razor edge blades are coming towards you, or
Yeah.
a limb will super extend and come smashing down at you. However, you were able to dodge and weave your way behind the main mast, and just still hearing this thing is just kind of
Actually, yeah. Instead of hiding, I'm actually just going to draw my second cutlass. Is what I'm going to do.
All right.
So, yeah, I wouldn't hide in this case. Like, he wouldn't be thinking about that. He would draw his second. He'd basically just be getting to a point where it has to like actually try and get to him, but then he'll draw a second cutlass. So that'll be my turn. I can't sneak attack rogue shit this turn.
Next up is this thing.
Uh-oh.
Wait, Nathaniel, you're a swashbuckler, aren't you?
Yeah.
You get sneak attack so long as there aren't two enemies next to you.
Yo, no, it's as long as there's nothing within 5 feet of the thing I'm swinging at, which there wasn't. Where's my D6s?
Oops.
So an extra, not very great. 17 damage.
Extra 17, so 25. So
Yeah, not amazing, but I'll take it. Thank you, Joe. I forgot.
I remember that was like the main thing you get as a swashbuckler is you get to 1v1 things.
I totally blanked on the swashbuckler sneak attack thing.
So, as you make your strike, well, that changed what I was about to do. So,
yeah.
Fuck.
hold around.
I gotta take it back.
You all watch as another awful loop, another coil of this thing, its way onto the deck, and then shoots out towards the mast. This would be
Silence.
24 to hit, Barnabas.
Yeah.
You take.
Ouch. Is
Yes.
this the only? Is this the only tag against me?
This is the. What? Yes.
Okay. It's very important. Yeah.
You will take 18 points of bludgeoning damage.
9.
And you're grappled.
Uh-oh.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
As Barnabas, as you are the only one who can see this, one of its coils just loops around the edge of the mast, and you see one eye on either side as the bodies of these heads suck up into them and then inverted push out through the eyes and coil around you, embracing you in a grip of bone, intestine, and other things. But again, your perception, even in this horrific moment, it doesn't. While it looks like viscera,
Yeah.
it not. It is definitively not. It doesn't smell. It smells more like earth. Earth and wet foliage. As you are now held in place
Silas!
behind this mast. And then it will make a claw attack against another crewman and then shift its way over and make one final claw attack against you, Silas. The claw attack against the crewman.
In here. Come on, man.
Come on.
That crewman is hit.
And he's
No.
dead.
He might be alive.
He is. I have minimum damage.
Woo!
He's barely alive.
He can shoot again. Maybe.
And Silas does a 19 hit.
Yeah.
Silas, you take
I wish he rolled a 19 on me. He wouldn't have hit.
13 points of slashing damage. Silas, again, another one of those arms just
Fuck
bounce
you.
against you're able to deflect some of the times, but not all of them, as you feel gashes along the front of your chest and on your arms. It's another way your crewman just kind of right into his stomach, and he kind of he's now limping. It's like just struggling fiercely to seat the round in the muzzle of his musklock.
You know, that's some nads on that, man, to be like, all right, load up.
Colton.
So now that I'm on deck,
Oh shit, Colton, you can see it. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, it's only for one turn. Interesting.
wisdom save 11.
Colton. At the start of your turn, you can make another wisdom save.
Woo!
9.
Colton, you spend the rest of your turn stunned.
Oof.
I end my turn.
Oof, Fauci's.
Next up, the crew. One of them is mostly dead, but he will still fire. The other two are going to fire. And one of them is going to pick up the musklock that you threw at him, Barnabas, so I will roll him on a separate die.
What a man.
Show. Oh. Well, it's unfortunate for that guy. So, as he finishes seating his round, two
Oh,
of
no.
them,
Oh,
again,
no.
these shots are just, they're either hitting, skipping over it, or missing. The one guy who picked up the rifle that you dropped, Barnabas, he... Shit, you never reloaded it, so he has to reload his rifle. One of them, though, the one that was already hit, picks up, take this, yeah, and as he pulls the trigger, it just detonates. And
Oh.
he is
Well, that's probably a better way to go than he was going, so.
However, some more members of the crew are going to start shouting, jostling. You can hear the crew below decks trying to wake up and come forward. And that shouting, that is becoming louder.
Oh.
So, it's not this thing
No,
that's
the
making
thing is
that
not
noise.
It's something else.
Other
That's
than that,
this
like
thing.
that whisper that you haven't heard, Barnabas. Yeah, it hasn't made a sound.
Interesting. Our savior.
Silas, you're up.
Hey, I exist. Alrighty. Can I see those red eyes thingies still?
Yep.
Silas!
Oh, you're stuck in it. Okay. Ah, fuck. Ah, shit. Ah, Barnabas. Okay. How far away
It
is
doesn't
Barnabas
like
from me?
me!
I
Barnabas is
noticed.
currently 20 feet away from you. But he's also
Okay.
on the other side of the mast, and as far as you're aware, this thing swirled up alongside, made a little divot by the mast, and is now like when you tie it like a little loop around a piece of rope around a stick, and you can pull it. That's what this thing is doing around the mast right now.
What the fuck? Okay.
It's trying to grind me to dust.
Yep. Are there any red eyes I can see from that? Like, is
Yeah,
the whole
there's
thing
eyes dotted all the way along this thing, and it's
okay?
there's still more of it coming up on the deck.
Oh, what is this thing?
Not me
God.
looking up grapple to see exactly
Ah.
how this works.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out my sword and a shield. I'm going to take my sword. I'm gonna scrape it along my shield, cause some sparks. I'm gonna cast scorching rays and aim for those fucking eyes closest to Barnabas.
All right, I will allow you to do this. You can either use those scorching rays as the normal effect, or you can try to use all three of them and make a contested, or make a basically an escape grapple check using your spellcasting modifier.
Just attack it. Just see if you can draw its attention.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna go bing bang bong. All in its eye socket thingies.
All right, make your attack rolls.
Woo! 18.
That hits.
15.
Misses.
Okay. And 15.
Misses. It still misses. It didn't start hitting.
Well, that's a total of 8 fire damage.
8
Hopefully
fire
hates
damage.
fire.
We take those.
Hopefully hates fire.
Yeah, maybe it's vulnerable.
Maybe.
We can hope.
Yeah, no.
You watch as two of your blasts impact and just don't even leave marks along this kind of graying, disease-looking, withered flesh. One of them does strike that eyeball. You watch as it hits and leaves just a singed scorch mark along the eyeball. And the eyeball it doesn't even, it's kind of almost like a water mattress underneath the impact, but other than that, nothing.
Fuck. So now I'm gonna go. Fuck, let him go. I'm going to run up 20 feet, use my action surge to take another attack action, as I will be casting.
And potential bonus action.
Exactly. I'm gonna do my cantrip of booming
Hell
blade.
spell.
Huh?
Not another spell.
It's not. Fuck. So yeah, guys, I just do another attack action. Shit.
A shame. 2 free swings.
2 free swings. Boo-hoo.
Yeah. Oh, using your action sword to actually do a normal fighter thing.
Yeah, I want to do like. Alright, so that's a 19 to hit, 20 to hit, a natural 20 to hit, and that's a 13 to hit.
Well, the 20 does hit, 13 does not, still.
So that is 12 damage from that single hit.
12 damage.
Stab.
Step.
You come in with this heavy puncture, but Silas, now that you're this close and interacting with it, you also notice that it's reacting like you just stabbed your blade into mud, not into flesh. And as you come with your second slash, it just kind of skips along the surface. It's a little shallow nick that's barely even perceptible.
Stay! Look at me!
It is looking at you.
Yes.
Please be gentle. Oh god.
All right.
Please be gentle.
Gentle.
Whose turn? Oh, initiative.
Initiative. That's whose turn it is.
That's not bad. Could be worse. Could be better.
Initiative, that's right. That's pretty good.
Barnabas.
Unnatural 20.
Colton.
10.
Classic.
Silas.
Unnatural 20.
I think I have higher dexterity than you.
You have
Yeah.
much higher dexterity.
All right, top of the order, Barnabas. As you are currently being grappled, you take as this thing is
Oh.
grinding you to dust. 22 points of damage.
Is my reaction refreshed?
At the start of your turn, yes.
I'm gonna use it.
All right.
This isn't good. So, let's see here. Well, I'm gonna swing at it and hope for the best.
I'm within 5 feet, so I don't think you can.
Yeah, I know. I don't get it. Well, technically, so
Yes, you do.
I do anyways. Yeah. How Rogue works, basically, as a swashbuckler, you get sneak attack whenever you melee swing at something,
As long as you're not
as long as it's not two enemies next to each other.
Okay.
Will a 22 hit?
Yep.
And then my bonus action, second swung. Will a 17 hit?
It will.
All right. So first attack is my sneak attack. 66. Ooh, very nice. So that's... Yeah, I can do math, I promise. Wait, math. 28 damage on that one. And then only 5, so a total of 33 damage from both swings.
Damage. Okay. All right. So you have your first strike. You stab into it. Your next strike, you get another slash. It's hard. It's hard to swing while you're you're encased in this thing.
Yeah.
You are reeling with pain from all of these tiny wounds it is inflicting upon you.
Yeah. And then, oh goodness, there's not a lot of... I'm guessing a disengage isn't going to help me here.
Nope. Your movement speed is 0.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Well, that's all I got then.
All right. Silas, you're up.
Okay. Shit. Back at it again. I'm going to then I'm a bit shimmer with this old dwarvish magic. As I'm going to cast Booming Blade. I'm going to go, right in its eyeball.
All right.
Yeah.
Make your attack.
Come on, motherfucker, come on. Ah, shit, 26.
That hits.
That'll do it.
Yeah. Let's see, it's a 3? Yay, I think. 1 second. Okay, so there's that. Okay, 1 second. What's the damage? Is it force?
Booming Blade is force damage. No, thunder damage.
Thunder damage, okay.
I will make sure, but I am fairly certain it's thunder.
I'll look that right now. That is 31 thunder damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
Okay, it is now sheathed in this white shimmering light.
Now, if it moves, it takes more
If it
damage.
moves. Sorry, if it moves, it takes an extra damage then. No, it does. It takes 1 extra d8, so I need to remove that last bit of damage. So
How much damage did you deal with?
remove 8 from that total because I rolled at 8 thunder damage for the last hit. Because
He rolled extra without. Yeah.
If it, I do one extra d8 right now, and if it moves, I do 2d8 damage. I rolled 2d8 damage, by the way.
Yep.
My bad.
Yep.
And then bonus action. Oh man, my sword's in its eye. I'm going to get as much punked out of this thing.
Just rip and
Yep.
tear.
Rip and tear.
Yes,
Oh God!
23 to hit.
Yep.
Jesus!
That's a 10 damage.
Jesus!
Rip and tear, rip and tear.
So Barnabas, you pull your blade, slam it in.
I ain't no Barnabas.
Oh shit, Silas. And then swing outwards, and again, there's no gout of blood that you expect from a fleshy creature. This thing is, you just rip it, and there's this now just kind of sagging, gallish pile, just like internal body parts that were dissolved in a bag that I was sloughing out of it. But again, there is no reek of ichor. There is no stench of viscera.
So you said it bleeds though when I shot it.
Yeah.
This time.
Okay, I'm just curious. Where is it bleeding from then, if I may ask?
Wouldn't you like to know, Mr. Grappled?
Wouldn't I have known when I was fighting it?
Did the eyeball bleed?
The eyeball does not bleed.
That sucks.
Where did I shot it that it was bleeding then, good sir?
It might still be off deck.
Well, I'm just saying, like, when I had shot it, I would have seen where I shot it. I didn't duck back down. That's why I got hit
It looked
twice.
to be that weird inverted puppet string thing.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Sounds good.
so after Shilash, this thing
Ow.
Yay!
no longer screw around. It is going to move, so you do get to roll or whatever that is.
I roll. It automatically does damage. If it willingly moves 5 feet, so it's willingly moving away. So it's going to take.
Oh, not away.
Well, it's moving still. 8 thunder
Yep.
damage.
8.
Boom! As a delayed explosion.
Well, so the damage
That's
was
funny.
the same anyways.
Yeah, that's true. Ah.
And so it has moved, and you watch as this thing, as fast as you can see, wriggles through. And Barnabas, you are pulled along
Yeah.
with this thing as it slugs its way, weaving across the deck. And it will make 2 attacks against other members of the nasty, ineffective crew. The first one, oh, it hits. Yeah.
Aww.
Damn.
Second one, yeah. This thing basically can't miss these guys.
Well, that's not good.
And it does exactly, yeah. So you watch again as 2 of its on the side as it moves, just coils out like a looping river outwards, and 2 more of your men are vivisected and dragged inside of it.
Neat.
This isn't good. Where is Whistler?
You'll see. And then its next attack, as Silas, it is moving along and it moves past you, and you watch as that bubble grows and grows and swells
Oh.
towards you.
Oh
Natural 20. Oh, this is so not good.
god! How's that gentle?
Oh, that's not that big of a roll. 8.
You had to think.
36 points of damage.
I'd be
Ow.
dead.
Ow.
As Silas, all at once, these blades stick out into you, and you have this horrific feeling of every part of your body, every individual bone and muscle is just slightly pulled apart from each other, just a little bit. Before it rips back, you kind of.
Okay. Oh, fuck me. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I can't for Colton to absolutely obliterate this thing on his
Next up,
Yes, lightning bolt. Bam.
It's
Oh,
hurting the
yeah,
game.
that wouldn't hurt Barnabas at all.
No, he's fine.
Just aim it right.
Yeah, just avoid
as
me.
Colton, you
It's
hear a
pretty
few
cool.
more members of the crew come moving up the decks, pulling out little half blades or daggers or belaying pins before
Funny.
see it. They all have to make their saves. They're probably gonna fail.
Oh.
Oh no, they weren't. No, they don't have to make their save yet. They were below deck when it made its attack, and that effect happened on its attack. So instead, the ones are going to run up past you and grab some more of the musklocks alongside the rails before turning and then going. However, because like all safe firearms, they are left locked and loaded.
Yes.
Brilliant. Nothing could possibly go wrong.
Oh.
So,
Sure. Sure. As Vissler
Yeah,
would say.
that will be 5 shots, including the guy who still has the rifle you dropped, Barnabas.
I love how you're keeping it separate.
I have to. The number went up. However, only one guy's gun explodes.
And not the one that I dropped, right?
No, 3 of them actually hit.
Woo.
That's the magic touch. The number actually went down on that one.
It very well might have. However, the guy who is not doing so is dead. So yeah, another rifle just detonates. However, 3 guys hit, and their rounds were all seeded. And actually, no, only 2 of the rounds were seeded. Because you didn't load your gun.
Damage? Big damage?
28 total points of damage from those 3 shots.
Yo, that's massive.
That's really good.
It's an average of 14 per shot. That's pretty big. The average is normally 11.
Well, 3 guys hit.
Oh.
They fucked up.
Well, that's a lot more disappointing.
Yeah.
That's only 2 hit. I thought only 2 actually dealt damage.
No.
No. That's a shame. But it's still good damage.
Yeah. Damage is damage is damage.
It's also the first time these guys have actually hit this combat.
They did something.
They're warming up.
Also, there was another just earth-shattering loud.
Yep.
The
Very
rumbles.
nice.
You can feel the rumbles in the deck of the ship.
Ah. So it's getting closer.
Yeah. Oh fuck.
Okay. Cool. It's lovely.
Colton, you're up.
Wisdom save.
Yep.
5.
Oh, is there still a wisdom save?
This is the last turn for it.
Okay, so I'll just say Silas only had to do it for 1 turn.
Yeah, he got really lucky with the roll.
Okay.
I'll spend the rest of my turn stunned. And I pass.
Initiative!
Large oof. Great time to crit, Nathaniel. Just what you needed. Thanks.
You could escape the grapple.
We'll see if I'm still alive. And yes, I could escape the grapple. I don't know if he'll even let me do an acrobatics check, though. That'd be the big thing.
Worth an ask.
I will.
So what this thing? And the cream got dog water. Okay, Barnabas.
Crit, so a total of 27.
Very nice. Colton.
16.
Silas.
19.
Very nice, guys.
My best rolls are
Dexterity bonus.
initiative. Dexterity bonus +1.
Please roll again.
Fuck.
Yo, how does this squishy thing have a +1?
4.
All right. So you actually. All right. Barnabas. Top of your turn. You take damage.
Can't wait to half this and then spend my entire turn trying to run.
Only 16 points of damage.
We'll half that down to 8, and then can I use acrobatics to escape a grapple?
It's as your action, yeah.
That's the plan.
Make a roll.
Love it not to bounce. Okay, cool. That's really high. Oh, I have a plus 12? 29.
Yeah. As you finally stop putting your mind to it, you realize this thing has grabbed you more as an afterthought. And you are very easily able to quickly just slash upwards and then just duck down low and then just do a quick little roll.
Yeah, and I
You're
will
now outside.
I will disengage and move 30 feet away.
And you fall away from this.
Oh!
Yeah, that's my turn. That's everything. That's my action, bonus action, movement. I'm done. I left.
And so you are currently right up by the prow.
That was the plan.
All right. After your turn is this thing.
Gosh.
This thing is not super worried about you. It will, in fact, go after. No, it's going to try and grab you, Silas.
You made it angry.
No, I didn't. I just stabbed a couple times. That's it.
I just stabbed
that's
a few
another
times.
Do I roll anything?
Nope, there's just a whack.
Cool.
Silas, you were going to take
Oh, I just take damage. All right. Ow.
30 points
Oh,
of
he
damage.
knows.
30?
Yeah, he crit again.
Ah!
I'd
Not.
be very dead.
And you're
Oh.
grappled.
Ah!
And then it will move. It will move its
You're
way.
gonna attack it?
You're being dragged with it, so no.
Oh.
Move its way further along the deck and attack two of the guys who shot it.
Oh, Ben, quick. Would I have been able to actually run toward... Is there any musklox that aren't grabbed yet? Or are they all
Yes.
grabbed? I would have ran towards the musklox.
Okay. So you are right next to one. But
Yeah, that's where I would have ran. I was thinking about it. That's what I would have done. And she's one of my cutlasses. I'll shoot the other one next turn. Or I'll just drop it. One of the two.
Well, yeah, one of those guards is going to be very dead.
The other one's going to survive.
The other one is maybe.
He's going to survive. He's going to survive, Ben.
Wait, no, but that's wow. Oh no,
He
he's
lived?
dead. No,
Oh.
he's dead. The one who just got crit on again died. But this guy,
You're
He's
just
all-
not ready.
No.
they're both very dead.
It's fine. It's fine, Josh. He just used all his crits. He's out of crits. No more.
Oh,
They're done.
yeah.
That's it. He used all 3. You have 3 per session. That's it as a DM. You're not allowed to have any more.
Yeah. You're
Yo,
forced
somebody
to
needs
roll
to
something.
someone needs to remind me that I get any.
It is one per player.
I crit for my initiative. That gets my crit for attack, guys.
However, Colton, as you've been locked in this bubble of fear, it's finally faded away from you. As this thing is now moving its way along the deck, you can see a bit of Silas's upper body as he is trying to cut his way out of this thing. As it just reaches out and vivisects 2 more crew members before pulling them inside of itself.
Tasty, tasty people.
Do I dare make myself a target?
Silas,
Yeah.
it's your turn. You take
18, that's my guess.
no, not 18.
7.
14 points of damage.
Still okay, guys.
We're still good.
So good. I'm so alive right now.
As Silas,
Never been so alive in my life.
you can feel bits of your lower torso just being pulled away from you inside of this thing right now.
Oh. It might do something. It's better than dying. Okay. Maybe I can get myself out of its grasp as I am going to cast Thunder wave, point blank. Bah!
That's valid.
Con save.
That's
I will.
fuck.
So,
Fuck.
the same thing. You have two options, Silas. You can use this as an attempt to escape the grapple, in which case it is your roll using your spellcasting modifier, or you can deal damage.
It wouldn't deal damage, would it?
No.
Hmm.
Are you prioritizing trying to kill this thing that we have no idea when it will die?
Or escape.
Or escaping and possibly not dying yourself?
I'm gonna try and escape.
All right, make your roll.
Again, the thing is, I should just try and not use spells. Because I'm
If
much
you're
better
going to
just
escape?
prying myself away.
I mean, if you're planning just escape, you can choose to do an athletics check instead.
I don't think a 10 beats anything it does.
No. So as you, there's a out from in front of you, but it expands outwards, and then starts moving back in.
Oh, that's not fair.
Yeah.
Bonus action, second wind.
Good choice. Good choice.
Well, I gained 12 health.
Big pog.
That's possibly an entire turn.
Big pog.
It could be me being alive.
Big
Who knows?
plays.
You're
Maybe
up, Colton.
it'll crit again, and it'll just
Unless,
get me.
Wait, what's
you're
up?
up,
Who is?
Colton.
Oh, Colton.
Yes.
God damn it, Joe.
So it has scuttled its way. It's scuttling its way towards me and
It
the lower
doesn't
deck.
seem to be. It has moved that way. Yes.
Where the fuck is Whistler at?
The crew got really low this round.
I thought didn't the crew shoot already? Oh no, they didn't. They had that in the last turn. That's what it was. Okay, I got confused.
Rolling initiative creates scenarios sometimes.
I mean, would Colton deal a lightning bolt without hitting Silas?
Well, it's also without hitting the ship.
Go ahead. Make my day.
No.
Just blows up the third Blades magazine.
I know how to kill this, guys. I've done it before.
Straight down.
Kill us all. I'm going to be casting a third level Chaos Bolt at this thing.
Ouchies.
Oh.
I can't math. 17 to hit?
That
hits.
Hey, so it's
I learned that earlier.
15 and 17.
Oh yeah, I rolled a 17 earlier and hit it.
Okay,
Right.
so on every level above, it gets an extra. Okay, so let me roll that again. D8 for damage type, then second D8.
Do it, Joe.
Cock.
Do it to him.
Damage type is fire damage.
Classic.
And it does not jump again, and then you roll. Not great damage, only 13.
Only 13.
Yeah, but you can just zip it every turn.
Again, as you pull back your Chaos Bolt, and as you release this warping ball of it goes from just this heavy, just kind of to this bubbling ball of acid before this flash of fire that along its surface. Again, there's just that little bit of just flash fire scorch along it.
Does it change types every turn, Joe, or not?
It's dependent on what I roll on the D8.
So every turn it will change.
Possibly. It could
That's
also
it. Oh yeah, it could be fire again, but I just think that's cool that it can change every turn.
Yes.
Anything else from you, Colton?
No, as a caster, my answer is no.
All right. So Colton,
Crying's a free action.
it is.
Sure is.
As you finish casting bolt, again that from the edge as something large. You hear the crunch of wood just from the clearing, and then another heavy, and another, and one more. Before, let's just see if this thing at the edge of the clearing does anything. Bite claws. Ooh! Yeah, even the lowest number hits. They all hit.
Very nice.
So that is
As 4 of our crew members just die.
yeah. Double team.
Come on, hit it!
Oh,
It hit your magazine.
No,
And
no.
that's it for this one shot. Oh, it was fun.
we all went boom.
Oh, and also let's make a saving throw or be knocked. Where's the What's this? Uh-oh. This thing might be prone.
We
It
like
is.
those.
Just
We like
barely.
those.
So it also deals
on
an
this thing?
additional.
What's that even?
So this thing's about to deal 4d8 plus 2d12 plus 4d6 damage.
What the huh?
Wait, I'm the rogue here.
Big money. Hmm. 53 points of damage to this thing.
Oh, weak. Only 53. Ah.
As this thing, which has been making its way towards you, suddenly gets yanked about 20 feet just straight back along the deck.
Oh, bye, Silas.
As it was a curled around the mast. It's, again, just like that same now where it's getting pulled. You watch this thing gets, and from your perspective, Barnabas, as you're the only one really close enough to see it in the almost no light that's coming, you see a massive, slightly shimmering in the firelight, just your chest-sized talon gouged its way onto the deck. And you see another claw on the side of this thing's back, just grinding downwards along. Is that same huge bellowing that you've been hearing all night is now screaming off from the side of the ship.
Thrilling.
It's the crew's turn.
Ah, great. Ah, lovely.
Cannons fire.
Wham!
As Colton from the captain's quarters, the door is booted open as Visler marches forward, holding on to this very elegant-looking rapier and a very long, elvish-style dagger. What? I'm sorry I'm late. As he starts rushing forward towards, and then just comes to a stop as he notices what's on his ship. What in the name of all the gods is that? And he will.
Yeah, I feel like none of us are really talking. We're still kind of like focused on the big thing.
I'm focused on not getting grinded to dust.
He's going to rush up. Does he notice Silas?
I don't know.
After his 4 attacks, he might.
I mean, knowing Silas, he's not being quiet at
Oh no,
all.
not quite at all. Just you. With the
Oh,
fart.
Silas is shouting?
I also just went boom right in his face.
Well, he didn't see that.
He wasn't
Yeah.
out there for that.
I'm not being quiet. I want to be quiet.
Well,
Fuck that.
however, he will take advantage of the advantage you gave to the next escape check.
Huh?
Well, Josh, you blew out its loops like 5 feet away from you, and they're coming back in, so it would have been easier to escape. So he's going to rush forward and, with advantage, try and rip you free on the side of this thing.
He can do it. I believe in him.
He can with a
Captain
total
Vissler.
of 20. Actually, no, even higher because he's proficient in athletics. So,
Strong old man. the ripped old man.
pulled out of this thing. He's just gonna lean onto you. Are you all right, lad?
What does it look like?
Nay.
Nay.
And he's going to make his 4 attacks on this thing.
Oh, action surge.
Bing bong, bing bong.
Well, it's actually 5 attacks now because he never uses bonus action.
Hey.
Uh-oh.
And he gets 2 of them with action surge.
Huh. Interesting. That's a lot of attack rolls. So what kind of fighter is he? You think he's just a champion fighter? You think he's just crit central?
I think he's the.
I don't think he's battle master.
No?
Nah.
You think he's champion? Just straight up, I crit.
No, he could very well be a samurai fighter.
That's what I was thinking. He's like a reflavored samurai fighter.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's actually a psionic knight fighter. We're all wrong.
All wrong.
Ben just loves the subclass.
Well, 4 of his 5 swings connect. So, hey, Silas, are you next to this thing?
Yep.
Gets an extra attack. Gets an extra hit die.
Who?
His sword, his sword's probably super magic.
Oh, I get health?
No, he gets to do extra damage.
Oh, what the fuck? I just wearing my life force, something like that.
Well, no, you're not taking damage. He's
Oh.
again, his sword probably has some magic ability where if he's attacking while an ally is within 5 feet, he does extra damage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Extra D4 per hit.
That'll do it.
More dice. More big numbers on those dice.
Yo, this thing came to save us, and we just murder it instead.
I mean, with the whatever the fuck behind it, in us here, it might take some damage.
29 points of damage from good old Vissler.
Not as good as I thought it'd be, to be fair.
Yeah, it's fair.
Is he using like a D6 cutlass or a short sword, or?
No, it's rapier, so it's a D8.
Interesting. 48 plus 44.
His elvish dagger is actually a short sword.
Did you add his proficiency modifier or his ability score damage to it?
I would explain it.
Yeah, I'm sitting here like, what the heck?
It actually 3 per hit. 4
So plus another 12.
Yeah, another 12. So actually
41. That's more. Yeah, that's more.
Yeah, I was like, that sounds like my sort of damage I can do.
Yeah, no. Not that way.
Yeah. So again, I was sitting here. I was like, he said he rolled a high. And he's got 48 and 44 and got 29. Huh?
Well, 3d4. But
3d4. Oh, because it's just the sword. Gotcha.
Dagger's
All right.
All right. Oh, crap. And the plus bonuses from a short sword. Well, but there's an extra 2 damage on top of what he just did.
Okay. 43 damage. What a man. The man, the myth, the legend, Jose.
The hit points. All right.
Initiative?
No, because now the rest of the crew gets to go.
Oh, that's right. They get to shoot their muscle axe and possibly blow up their faces. That'll be me next turn. Can't wait to blow up my face.
However, because of his short sword's ability, he will designate. He can't see. You're too far away, Barnabas. So he will designate Silas. The next attack you make against this thing is at advantage, as long as he stays within 5 feet of it.
Oh, that's pretty good. I like that.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
As from your perspective, Silas, where that sort of slightly curved, almost leaf motif short sword that he wields in his offhand, as that strikes, there's almost just this glowing mark upon it, and you can see into it, and you realize now that that line is actually an arrow pointing to where you should strike next.
Ah, a target. How lovely.
It's not the eye either.
It's not. Interesting.
You targeting the eye was making it harder. Next up. The crew. The crew is going to
Wow.
scoop up some of their musklocks, so that will be another 4 musklocks. Well, 3, and then the guy who still has the one that
Doesn't
good
miss.
old Barney dropped.
It's the magic touch.
It is.
Yeah,
As none of them hit. It's none of them hit, and only one detonates.
Oh.
And the guy blows up.
Yo, these musklocks, prime real estate.
Man, why do you even use these damn things?
Well,
They kill us when they kill things.
The number, well, first of all, I keep on rolling natural ones. And second, because when you're hastily reloading them, the number for them to go pop gets bigger.
So
Also, natural ones is the big damage that you take when it explodes.
yeah.
So, like,
Otherwise,
did you
like
roll those against me, please? Stop,
No, only our crew gets natural ones.
Yeah.
Simple.
only the crew gets.
Ah,
All right.
Oh,
Initiative time?
yep.
yay.
That's pretty good.
It's decent.
Alright, this is this thing. What's in this this thing. Which is Hannah, and this is
And
a.
I'm out of caffeine.
And so Barnabas.
25.
Okay. Colton.
17.
Silas.
13.
All right, so the party's going first. Barnabas.
All right. This is loaded, correct?
Yep. Again, safest way to keep it.
Of course. Bonus action aim. I'm trying to aim for the spot I hit earlier when I crit.
What are you doing with your offhand weapon?
Oh, boop, onto the ground.
And there it is. And there it shall lie.
Yep.
Become a point of contention later with the party when you leave the ship and hit it.
Actually, wait. Would I be able to stow it for free, or do I need to drop it?
If you're stowing it, you wouldn't then be able to interact with.
Yeah, no. I'm just dropping the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as you're dropping your other blade, you level this block.
So I get advantage.
Do not add your proficiency bonus.
I won't need to. I don't think. Will a 21 hit?
Yep.
Boom.
Advantage will do that. So 2d10 and then plus the sneak attack.
Yep. Because it's fully loaded. And then I will say this: do not add your ability score modifier to it because you are not proficient with it.
I am not anymore.
You are trained, but if you would have seen them explode pretty
Early
soon.
on.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's massive. The lowest thing I rolled was a 3 on a d6. So 10,
It's big numbers.
20, 30, 30, 39 total damage. And I'm aiming where I aimed earlier is the plan.
Well, I'll do it. How do you want to do this?
So,
As
as I see Visler rush over and I kind of lock in on what I aimed at earlier, that tendril thing, I want to shoot it, and then hopefully in the process, would it be able to like tip so that Silas and I imagine Silas and Colton kind of tag teaming as it kind of is like staggering, finishing it off. As I'm just trying to stagger it for them to kind of get those landing, finishing blows as I just go, hit where I shoot! And fire. And then
And as you all watch, you, Barnabas, aiming in where you shot before, you can see now those strings all lead to a singular spot. And as you fire, you hear Barnabas, right after you hear Barnabas shuts out, there's the rip of a bullet through, and the whole thing pitches over sideways and begins to get dragged more. As you see underneath this thing, these shadowy, ephemeral lines all snaking back towards this thin, withered-looking individual made out of this same shadowy material. You see the slight persuasion of just delicate features, but they are almost starkly cast against the deck. A still image, again, in the light, as it is slowly being pulled backwards by the weight of the rest of its marionette sliding towards the back.
Yeah, and then again, I just imagine kind of the crew finishing it off, mostly Silas and Colton kind of rushing forward.
You mean Vista?
No, Colton, you have your Witch Bolt on it still, right? Like it's a concentration holding it, correct?
No.
Oh, Witch Bolt's a one-time thing.
Well,
then
Chaos Bolt.
or Chaos Bolt. Oh, gotcha. So then, yeah, I'd be Silas and Vissler then.
So, Silas, just before you, as he says to shoot right, you still see that glowing line just angled right towards this thing on the deck. You just make a wide slash, and as you slash, blood, just this dark smear of just darkness spills out across the deck as Vista lunges in with both his blades just into its chest before you come forward and just knee it off of his blades, and it slumps onto the deck before fading out, and that big ball of those bodies suddenly stops moving and just slumps like a pile of earth onto the deck, shaped again. It's like putrescent corpses, but just totally motionless. As that racket from below ceases just instantaneously.
Yeah. As it ceases, I'm going to slowly just put the Musclock back gently this time.
Yeah.
And pick up my scimitar.
As you bend down to pick up your blade, all of you now see this glinting, metallic,
oh God,
talon-clawed paw on the side, as you hear scrabbling and scraping of wood, as this massive angled metallic head rises up over the side of the ship. It is sloped like a bear. First. But then when it gets to the mouth, its mouth is almost twice as long as a bear's muzzle normally is.
Like an alligator.
Yeah. And like an alligator, its teeth are just almost like steak knives, just not in its mouth, but on the outside, ranged up along the entire length of it. It has, kind of like a spider, it has 3 eyes on either side at various different heights, symmetrically placed, but at different elevations along the top of its head. And along its spine, you can see these, as it's moving and as it pulls itself up onto the deck, you can see these almost like little metal blades, like plates, just kind of popping up along its back, like a, what are those things? Like when you're playing a piano and you see the hammers rising along.
Yeah.
That's how these metal things are coming out of its back as it's moving, and along its limbs too, along its arms, and then further on along its huge legs as it
Does it have similarities to the dog in structure?
Make an investigation. Its eyes are the same. That same
Yeah.
flat green that the dogs were.
Investigation. 15 total.
It does appear to be very similar to the dog, much more refined.
Yeah.
And with that, bro, especially well, you're not getting closer. I'm assuming. So
Well, I'd step a little bit. It'd be like 5 feet closer.
yeah,
Is what it would end up being. As I'm saying, hold,
as you know, everyone's like,
hold.
And actually, Whistler needs to make because it didn't get an attack off.
Nope.
So Whistler never had to make a wisdom save.
What a man. What a legend.
Yeah. And you notice, Barmus, that 2 of its eyes on the right side are cracked and damaged along the right side of its face as well. There's you can see a split in one of the metal plates.
Yeah.
And a few of the spikes, they're cut. Some of the spikes along its upper arm also are bent and aren't properly going back inside of it as it's moving.
Okay. As I kind of just keep my hand up, trying to keep everybody from swinging. Oh, I'm not even in the camera. Keep my hand up like this, just trying to keep everybody from swinging and shooting at it, and kind of just watching what it does.
As this thing moves closer to where that smear of shadow is across the deck, and its head gets real close to it until you hear almost an imperceptible little of the metal of its muzzle touching the wood of the deck. It's like all that shadow vanishes, and Barnabas, because you noticed this and you also have a crazy eye patch vision, you watch as those plates kind of
Yeah.
the eyes on the side of his head don't fully. The cracks fade a bit, but they do not light up like the other eyes on it light up.
Oh.
As his head then looks up towards Silas, you're closer.
Oh. Good puppy thing.
And then his head to you, Colton.
It likes you. Thank God.
As it
I heard
Is
him
he trying to get onto the deck?
Oh, he's already on the deck.
on the deck.
Probably.
Is it going
Is
towards
he
Colton?
punching holes where he's stepping?
No, its talons are again. Its hands are hand-like. They looked like paws when it first got up, but they articulate. They are a step between an animal paw, like kind of like a raccoon. They're like a raccoon or a squirrel. They have fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's how this thing is, except that its paws are again the size of your chest and massive, 1.5 foot long claws, as it were.
It's going towards Colton, correct?
Yes.
I'm going to try and get I'm going to try and get between it and Colton.
Yeah, I would be walking back towards it is the thing.
Well, I would attempt to, and it wouldn't work.
You're kind of excuse me, pardon me, going through, making your way towards it. Colton, you also hear, as you're moving towards this.
I'm going to reach in, pull out the small gem. I'm going to roll it on the floor towards this thing.
And very delicately, it doesn't stop it. It just lets it come to rest on its talon. And it looks at it and just does that.
Can I go get the body of the other thing? The doggo? The limp doggo?
You can if you want to run past it.
I'm walking past it.
So you kind of like set up. It is staring directly at you, Colton.
Sorry, Colton. I'll be right back.
And again, still just.
I sprint my ass along.
This, from what Visler said, this is a elvish area or an elvish legend.
As far as you have discussed with Visler and Barnabas, yes,
Yeah.
this is the Isle of Mithrandir.
Yeah. Then I'll be stupid. In elvish, you are hunting these things, these creatures, or are you looking for your companion, the dog?
The noise stops.
My companion is retrieving it now. Him now.
And you watch as its head just kind of. Again, it's not like there is no sinews, there is no muscle per se. Its head just pivots 90 degrees and is now looking towards where Silas, you are now on the side of the ship with this thing over your shoulder, now staring into this thing's face.
Good puppy.
I'm going to go back up and grab the crystal and start making my way towards the dog. Put him down.
On the floor. There's...
It's what eyes only for you now, Colton.
Is that pliers connection still in there?
Yep.
I'm going to hold it in my hand. I'm going to attempt to make an Arcana check to put a third level spell slot's worth of power to this.
Make your check. Using your spellcasting ability modifier, not whatever
Yes.
Arcana uses, intelligence, or what have you.
Okay, so I add do I add the Arcana proficiency or
Yes, yeah, you're proficient, yes.
Okay. Then well, that's really big. That's 22.
That is just a little bit more than you needed as you focus. And as a sorcerer, you're used to channeling your power through the area around you. So you focus it into this spot. And as you finish, that frosted, dull, kind of like that sea glass look to it is gone. It is now totally translucent with just that and the little bit of just in your hand, you can see the glow of it in your hand.
As I will return it to that mechanism and let it
And
go.
as you go towards it, it just is pulled from your grasp into the clamp. As you see it inside, begin to almost like a key in a lock. It begins spinning on the end of that tendril that came out of it before finishing. And each time it spins, you see a different one of those facets, runes appearing on its surface and inside of it now. As you can see into it clearly, and you can see it flashing before it. And the dog was just kind of almost like, it stiffens up and like locks over on its side. And then no longer that really janky movement it had before, like an actual dog. It just gets up off the ground. And there is a sudden, almost like just just a just like just a black, almost like white noise.
Just
From these
static.
things
It's
are more-
TV static.
TV static.
But just this,
Background noises.
occasional. It's like white noise, but more metallic and less concentrated, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
But just these sounds emanating from these two things that are looking at each other. Again, their heads are just kind of pivoting back and forth like this, almost like when you're pressing two magnets together. That's what's happening with their heads. Like they're trying to be pressed together, but keep on swinging off of each other. And you and anyone else who is trained in Arcana has just this. It has an additional like tinnitus style high pitched chime ringing to it on top of that.
Mhm.
Before, as soon as it starts, it stops. And the dog looks at you, Colton. Arr, arr, and then sits.
Seems you have a dog.
It seems something.
You're a dad. Congratulations.
I no such thing. Shut your mouth before I push you off deck.
That's a very
The other
well, thing to say
larger
right now.
beast, after that blast, it just froze up. It's almost like it unlocks and it regains motion. And in a very organic style, it shakes itself and then begins making its way off the ship.
Thank you.
Before-
For it's gone.
Shinnying down the side and moves back into the forest. It is totally silent while it does this.
So, I have made a few conclusions based on this. And this would be mostly at Visler and Colton.
Visser, who was during this keeping his blades up, moving towards his crew, and furiously and repeatedly whispering, "Follow the muslocks, follow the muslocks, follow the muslocks."
He's saying load the muslocks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I'm trying to do this, so I probably shouldn't.
Well, that was during the.
That was all
Yeah.
happening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, now?
Yeah, no, that was basically if at any point there was seen hostility,
Bang, bang, bang,
everything
bang,
in
bang,
this general
bang.
area would be fired at.
So,
So, Barb,
Cool.
here to say you have some bright ideas. He says, "You lot, get over to the side." Just as it walked away, it didn't make a sound. It could be coming back. Use your eyes.
Colton, you did some magic-y heebie-jeebie.
Yes,
Yes.
what was that?
Basically, the stone that it ejected yesterday, it channels magic. But yesterday when it found us and when it assisted us, it was out of a charge. Well,
Yes.
almost.
That is where I make my conclusion. So, someone had to charge them originally. And based on the dog need to be recharged, as you put it, that means that someone was recharging them regularly to keep them hunting whatever creatures are in this forest. That means there's people here, somewhere.
Are
Thank you.
I'm going to kneel down in front of him. I guess we're even now.
are
Back to sleep.
Ha! I love that so very much.
He says, coated in blood.
Yeah.
Why don't you get patched up first?
Oh, this is nothing.
Both of you get patched up first. And we need to tend to everyone else before anyone can sleep. So I'd look over at Silas. From beginning to end, how many people did we lose?
Was it 5 or 7?
It's 7.
7. Just think, yeah, 7. 7 in a blink of an eye. I tried getting his attention as best as I could, but even then, it just flat out ignored me half the time.
Well, as we stated, and as we learned last night, the previous darkness cycle and this one, I fear to call them nights.
Nightmares.
There are things that wander them every night and will attack even groups.
Well, should we stay inside the ship then?
It
So
also
what, they can tear the ship apart before, well, trying to get to us, cracking us open like an egg?
I was going to say it seems that there are things hunting whatever's out here as well.
Yes.
If we are not being hunted, we can hope that the bigger hunters like that bear get a hold of the bad things first.
Yeah. So,
And maybe he'll watch out now. But
yeah.
I would hesitate to rely on him.
Oh,
He'd be a good scout.
He saved us more than once.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna kind of pat his head, just keep you around.
Well, who's the normal
Now-
person we yell to get patched up before? Is that Bronson?
Yep.
I was about to say Bronson screams, "Ship medic!" Bronson,
Oh, I
think I need stitches. This one here.
Ugh.
Hey, lad. You could have fooled me. And Bronson has come up half jangling in the old, half abandoned plate that he's strapping himself into. He's got one of his pauldrons as he finishes, just kind of hanging off his shoulders. He's currently still pulling on a boot.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk on over to.
All right.
Yeah, and again, it'll just be banding up the worst of the wounds, hoping the rest heal naturally.
Yes. And so,
To be fair, I think the ones injured are I and Silas. Everyone who got hurt died.
Yeah,
Yep.
They were torn asunder in pieces
So
Yeah.
and absorbed.
that or Kablooey.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And after seeing how many have died, Whistler, after a long period of consideration, is finally going to ban the use of musklocks.
does that include for Barnabas?
Are you going to listen to your captain?
Yeah. Again, it'd be more of a Barnabas asking because, again, Barnabas seems to be far better training user, not better trained, but better able to use them than anybody else on the crew, and so he would have asked for special permission to use them when needed.
And he would be told by Whistler, "No, lad. I'm sorry. You're too important. I can't risk you."
All right. I understand.
Bronson's been speaking to me for a while, as have other members of the crew. I would love to use them, but there's no one here to maintain them. They're too much of a risk. Half the men we lost were not to this thing, but to those devices.
Aye.
It always breaks my heart they are such a devastating asset, but he just kind of looks over at the sheet-covered, blood-stained corpses.
Yeah.
The pressure's too high.
Right. Well, Barnes is going to begin hunting for anything ranged he can use them besides his daggers and short sword, given the fact that he has learned that big things you probably don't want to be next to in combat.
There is a stock of. Admittedly, you'd have to. I don't even know if you'd be able to properly string these bows, but there are a old supply of unstrung bows. Oh, wait, no, they're not. Oh no, they removed them.
That's fine. Again, if there's not, there's not. I'm not too worried about it. Okay.
Yeah, there's no.
Well, I'm being collecting as many daggers as I can find then. Because
All right.
that's my only ranged option I have now.
You will be able to acquire,
I wouldn't have more than 8. 8 would be probably the number that I would have.
unless you're going to go around asking the crewmen to hand you their daggers. The only daggers you'll be able to find are the 4
Oh, okay.
that came from the dead men on the ship.
I'll be collecting them. I have no qualms with this.
Oh, I do have a light crossbow. I'm not sure if you can use that though.
Yeah.
You can? Oh, yeah.
I will check to make sure, but I'm fairly certain basically Rogue's got all ranged weapons.
They have simple range and hand crossbows. A light crossbow is that.
I will confirm just to make sure before I use it and then get fuck with later out of it. But
How many bolts did you have with it?
20. I never used it.
yeah, and light crossbow's a simple ranged weapon.
Yep.
Then if you're offering, he will definitely take it.
Yeah, it's first fucking Steen.
Never used.
It does. Its bolts come in quivers. The one quiver you have for it, you have 20 bolts, but your quiver holds 8.
Okay. So I can only have 8 at a time. Sounds good.
You can keep more, like if you bring a pack with or something.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But like on hand, you'll have 8.
Okay. Sounds good. Alright.
And so, as night continues to pass, and day does not break, but pops into reality.
Yeah. I'm guessing none of us get a long rest.
Only if you're willing to sleep in.
I am. I'm
I
sorry.
must say, I feel like Barnabas would be.
So you two are sleeping in. Fortunately for you, no one dares try to wake you after the horror show of last night.
Yeah.
So, you get your long rest.
Hell. Oh,
And-
boy.
Colton,
I'm back
For
to
you,
full.
as you are kind of essential to this effort and talking with Dougal, with the rate of work that you can produce, as long as you did like how you did yesterday, it's going to take about 7 days to get the ship to a state where she can float, and also get the logs to a point where they should be able to start trying to roll her.
Yeah.
The only caveat is they're going to need more rope. They're going to need more line. line. They can use block and tackle. They can take some from the repair supplies and repurpose them for right now. But the line, it would be really useful if they had more line
Mm.
and some other just kind of more mundane supplies.
Well, will we be able to at all repurpose any of the vines growing throughout the forest?
You could certainly try.
Well, that'd be me asking Dougal.
And Dougal just thinks about it a moment for just saying potentially we could, but I don't know if I would trust anything that came out of that forest.
All right.
As he
Good old bugs, baby.
I mean, outside of, because I assume like me, probably these two as well. Everyone's supplying their equipment, everything they have.
offering their
Yeah.
supplies.
And I also I can do some work today. It'll just not be as much or as high quality as yesterday. Last night took more of a toll than I thought.
And Dougal just say, just whatever you can provide, we'll appreciate. However, one thing that has crossed my mind is potentially maybe if you'd be willing, although that would probably be a job. And so you do what you can do. I'm gonna wait until Silas.
No, what can there must be something you have in mind. I'd like to know.
I remember Dougal will say. I remember Barnabas talking about seeing other shipwrecks along the Isle. Maybe some have some supplies inside. Maybe even the Destiny.
True. We haven't seen very many, if any, daytime horrors.
That was my thought. So I didn't know what the risk was, how long it would take. I was gonna ask Silas if he might want to lead a group out there, but I don't know if the captain would even go for it.
Well, you also run into we're taking uh basically we're taking more men off of our actual working group. I could pick up what slack I could, it'd be everything. But if Captain Vissler sees it as an opportunity for us to get ahead of where we are, then I'll commit myself to it.
Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna go for it though. Just with my paranoia about the things that come out of the jungle. I will talk to him.
Thank you. I'll get to work for the day.
If we want to start felling more timber.
Yeah. Yes. As I
Yeah.
will regain 3 first level spell slots and a second level spell slot using 9 sorcery points.
Oh, that's
Not
right.
bad. Big plays, Joe.
Very big.
As I will today to. Well, we'll start with me getting those back and then spending them because obviously,
Instantly
and
spend them.
I'll see what the
Verdict is.
verdict is on the.
Hell yeah.
So, Salas, as you have finished sleeping in, you are rudely awakened by Jostle as Dougal moves by.
Oh,
Just you, Captain wants to speak to you.
fuck.
We have an idea. Well, I had an idea, and then I turned it into a we kind of idea. A we kind of idea involves you.
Shit. Ideas suck half the time. I get up.
That hurt him.
He's not the
Dougal just cried on the inside. Poor Dougal, man. He didn't deserve that.
joke.
God, that was awful.
I just
Oh, horrible. Your ideas are awful. Just absolutely bully
most of the time.
Dougal. God.
I'm a
Yeah.
person too. I have feelings.
He's not just an NPC.
They can be hurt, you know. As you move into the captain's quarters, where currently,
Oh.
and the today is it is a steamer today. It is hot.
Has it been hot the other days, or is it like a new thing to be really hot?
It's been cooking. Today is really really hot.
Okay, alright.
Yes, the light bulb has been turned up a few volts.
And so the windows are all sitting open, and Whistler has lost a bit of that old Western style of court dress and is now just down to his shirt and pants. All right then, Barnabas. Speak out your spiel.
Barnabas?
Barnabas.
Oh, shit.
I was like, I thought I was asleep, man.
I was like, huh? Where?
Nay,
Fish
Dougal.
is sneaky.
Dougal.
Yeah, Dougal. Out your spiel. Let's hear it again. Maybe having someone with more sense in this room will make me see reason. And Dougal will again relay his plan of you, Silas, picking a good few nimble, strong-backed men to go to one of the nearby shipwrecks, maybe the Destiny, maybe another ship. It's entirely up to you. And recovering some supplies from those ships to aid in the repair of the third blade. But, Fisher says, this is not an order. Only if you volunteer for it. I'm not about to force you to traipse through that jungle, who knows what, walking through it.
Ugh.
Pick would have to volunteer too. So be mindful of that. I don't want to lose any more good hands to this infernal place. But Dougal did bring up the point that being vultures to the supplies these ships have would greatly increase the speed of us getting out here, rather than having to jury-rig everything we're making.
Yeah. Well, if it gets us out here faster, I'm willing to do almost fucking anything, man. Captain,
Good.
my bad.
Aye. Some respect, please. You're the head of your boarding crew, and your predecessors weren't exactly the most respectful. But still, I am your captain. Address me as such. And also, think before you do this. How many men do you think are likely to go out with you after what they saw yesterday? Last night?
Probably none.
So before you volunteer for this, be aware of what you're going in there with. Yourself, maybe one or two others.
Yeah.
We could still sore use your work here, lad. But again, the choice is yours. I'm not about to order you out into that.
Yes, Captain.
Take your time thinking.
Yeah, I am willing to go. I'll get as much as I can. And if other people join me, be a big help. But I don't think anybody wants to go into that shithole. So I'll ask. See what the men think. I'll make sure to go to the closest one first, just to make sure that Nightfall has no chance of hitting us.
Dougal pops up and says, "Well, if what Barnabas said about the destiny is true, it might not be your best bet if you're looking for actually finding supplies. It's
Yeah.
close, to be sure, but this trip is worthless if you don't find anything.
You're right.
There are a couple other ships that I found that might be a little bit further away, but also are more likely to have supplies." God damn you, man. Why would you say that? It's his choice. He'll choose where to go if he's going to go. With half a mind just locking in the brig with you and all your crazy ideas.
No, Captain, he's right. If I go out there and find nothing, it's worthless. If I go out there, I need to get something. Otherwise, I just waste a day doing nothing.
Very well. If you're willing to hear him out further than I am, go ahead. I'll start speaking to the crew. See if any wish to join.
Okay.
At your ease, gentlemen. And Vish will stride out to the main deck. And Barnabas, you are awoken to Vishler calling out, "Attention, lads! This is not an order. This is an offer. I'm looking for volunteers to accompany boarding master Silas on a journey out to one of the nearby ships to look for supplies to aid in the rebuilding and relocation of the Third Blade. Any man who wishes to join will be given an extra ration of water and food."
If I may, Captain, today has already started. We should set forward with as much daylight as possible, should we not? Today we can continue working. Tomorrow we should set out if we're going to. That way we can get a head start as soon as day rises.
I'm just not certain if I want to spend another night. However, the choice of when to depart will inevitably be the boarding master's. So, if you wish to go with, I'll bring it up with him.
I will speak with him.
Oh. And as you walk by, you just hear him continue to speak. And as for the rest of you, as you move into the quarters and see Dougal and Silas, as Dougal is pointing out. Okay. And he just says to you, okay, so there's obviously the Destiny right here. That's what you guys encounter, like, what, a 3-hour walk?
With the battle, yes.
Hi, Barnabas.
Barnabas, glad to see you. I know you two. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there were 2 other wrecks. One over on the Big Isle, about halfway up near the coast.
Yes, you're a little off, but that's about the spot.
Yeah. And then one further over this way as he points towards the other edge of the little isle that you guys are currently on. Over this way, that also looked like it'd be alright. And the lookout today, based on the clearing the tree, hypothesized that there's another one as he points to a space on the little isle, pretty much in between where the Destiny and this other ship on the little isle would be located.
Hypothesized.
Potentially one there.
I mean, I can take a closer look today. I came to speak with you, Silas. For this venture, should we not wait until tomorrow when we have the most daylight available to us?
Yeah, that was what I was worried about too, because we did sleep in today. So I wasn't planning on going today. I was gonna find people to come with, but it looks like Captain's already on that.
All right. Then we I will go with you. We can prepare to. If there is, I will take a look today. If there is a ship nestled in there, we could go there. Otherwise, how long do you think to get to that far? Looking at the map, compared to the Destiny, how far is that other one on this isle from us?
The other one, as long as the travel, you can maintain the same pace that you did to the Destiny. The one on the big isle is probably like a 5-hour trip. The further one on the little isle is like a 4.5-hour trip. And the
Okay.
hypothesized one is also about a 3-hour trip.
Okay, so the 4.5 wouldn't be awful. Based on what we've seen, daylight's about 7 to 8 hours ish.
Yeah, it varies. Yesterday it was really short, like maybe 6 hours or so.
Okay, but still decent enough.
Well, but that's 4.5 hours there, is it not?
No, it's for the full trip, correct?
Nope, that was there.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see. When you were saying 3 hours, I thought that was the round trip. Okay.
Nope.
All right. So yeah, so with that, then I will go up into the crow's and try and get a closer look at that hypothesized area.
Now your perception check.
Good at these. I'm really good at these. 22.
Hey.
22, that's... Yeah. And from what you can see, it's about as good as what the last lookout saw. It could be a spot. It has all the telltale signs, the line of devastation, the
Yeah.
open patch. It has all the signs of a shipwreck, but from this angle that you're at, you don't see any mast, you don't see any hull, you just see a pocket in the trees.
Does it look like it rolled similar to what the Destiny did, or does it look like what we did and slid?
It looks like it's hard to tell. It could be like what you guys did. It has, like, when you first went up here and you saw those
Yeah.
lines, it looks like that's what it could have been, but you just can't see the ship at the end of that.
No, yeah, I know. I'm just wondering because there's gonna be a different tear pattern when it rolls than when it slides. Because it rolls, it's gonna be a wider compared to a narrow pattern.
Really? That would be an investigation check.
Okay. Not as good. Only my investigation. 14.
Yeah, this distance through the spy, you can't really tell.
Okay. I mean, I'd rather go there and hope than try and take a 9-hour total journey and probably not make it back before nightfall. But that is up to Silas at the end of the day. So I'll report that to Silas, and he can make the final call regarding that.
Always difficult, huh?
Yeah, because my thought was if it rolled, you wouldn't see any mass because the mass would all be splintered.
Yeah.
But we don't know.
Wow. That is the closest one. And I don't want to take chances with anybody. If there's anybody.
A 9-hour journey is not worth it.
No.
I would not be going on a 9-hour journey. 6 hours,
yeah,
I can do as long as we set off right away in the morning.
right away. Agreed. That's what I was thinking. And the hypothesized one is a 6-hour journey, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And what are we looking for exactly? As I look at Google. Anything specific?
He says it would be line, block and tackle, tar, pitch. A lot of things that we use to maintain the third blade.
Alright. Hey, if we make it there tomorrow and get back safely, maybe more people will join us.
That is true.
People like a story.
they also like living too. So
That is true.
I'll go then. If it's just us, that's fine. I'll just at least see if something is there. If something's there, great. We can get as much as we can carry and come back. That's what we can do. And then the next day, we might get a couple more. Again, we just need to wait and see.
We'll figure that out when we get there.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get back to work. And I'm going to head out and do... I know I'm a supervision role, so I'll go continue doing that, I guess.
Yeah, just keep an eye out. All right. So, Colton.
Tree time.
I will also be committing 2 4th level spell slots to today's work.
Big money.
Big boom.
Kaboom.
That would be in addition to the slots you previously used.
Yes, in addition to the 3 first level, the 2nd level, and now 2 4th levels.
All right. So that would be 5 d20s you were going to roll.
That's a lot of d20s.
And then don't forget to add your spellcasting ability modifier.
I guess once. So we've got
That's a lot of d20s.
a 22, an 8, a 15, a 14, and a natural 20.
Big, big.
Colton,
Fucking massive.
with that effort, you are able to take even more time off of this, as by the time that day breaks and turns to night, it was another 10-hour day as far as everyone was concerned.
Okay.
So it was a lot of work done, and you got even more work done than that. There was a lot of ever being done. The trees, the roads, and you are slowly but surely carving your way through this forest down towards the shoreline. Your repairs on the third blade are, come on, Dougal, you're the brain guy. Now be to tell people where to put sticks guy. No. Dougal does not help out very much. He's too distracted with his other plan. He's nervous. He's worried. He's not directing the men very efficiently. And so all that extra work that you put in actually causes the flex inside the other member of the ship, as you are so overperforming that you are outstripping their efforts and are putting more weight on Dougal's shoulders, which is causing him to work even slower as he is trying to catch up with all the backlog and the hassle of everything going on. Silas,
Yeah.
you have gotten precisely 4 volunteers.
That's far more than I thought. I'd get.
Yeah, that's 4 more than we were expecting. Very good.
Wow.
One of them is Axel.
Hey, the half elf. What a
My
man.
guy.
I mean, we did save his life on like 3 occasions on our way back.
Is the dog following me today?
Yep.
Okay.
The dog has not let you out of its sight.
Art.
Doesn't make a lot of, again, the dog is totally silent except when it's making those noises, which it doesn't really. Unless
Gotcha.
you're like actively talking to it, it doesn't make
Mhm.
noise very much.
Congrats, you have an animal. You're a Beastmaster Ranger. Just what you wanted, right?
No, actually, what's the artificer one?
Oh, the
Battlesmith.
yeah, Battlesmith Artificer.
Yeah.
The better version. The better half-caster.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the next day then,
Yep.
we gonna be setting off.
Is
So-
there anything happening that night?
That's a good point. No. Joe. Joe, you don't ask that question. I had us fully into the next day. You didn't need to do that.
I need my spell slots.
Who's
need to
on
know.
watch?
Who's on watch? It'd be the same plan as last time. So
I am beyond exhausted.
All right. The two non-wizards and non-sorcerers make a perception check.
disadvantage doesn't matter because I have a +8. 23 from me.
I rolled on that 20.
Sorry, 21. 21. Sorry, 21.
And that 20, you're down to a nat 1. So roll a 5.
Ooh.
So, Saz, you're not seeing anything. You're tired. You're stressed out from having to plan, thinking about your route, worrying, fretting, and then also, can I get you to roll a d20? At your strength.
20.
And also the heavy lifting we're doing today.
Ah,
So you have a Barnabas, you little shite, just chilling in the crow's nest watching for things. Up high enough above the jungle that the bugs don't really bother you.
Living the life of luxury.
You do spot at the edge of the fire a gleam of metal.
Metal.
Just the gleam of a metal flank that vanishes deeper into the wood.
I'm keeping an eye on it, but otherwise, metal has been a good sign every time we've seen it so far. So
if it's
unless
metal.
unless it actually continues closer to the ship, I'm just keeping a kind of an eye on it. But this is more of a good sign to me than a bad sign. So I'm just chilling.
And so the night passes.
Very nice.
Oh, I can roll for my health again because I got 35 last time.
Did he get a full long rest, Ben?
Mhm.
Okay,
Cool.
just making sure. I wasn't sure if watches meant we didn't get a full long rest.
No.
Very
Let
nice.
me make sure I get my 1 HP back. Cool.
Still having HP missing after the last one. Funny.
I'm sorry, I didn't get a long rest yesterday.
A shame.
It was.
Should have taken a watch. You might have. No, then you didn't. You wouldn't have either way. No, you just suffered.
Okay. I rolled my health total for health this time, so I'm good.
That's pretty spicy.
I rolled 49.
The total's 49
Yeah.
for all your health.
No.
You're
39.
a fighter.
39.
Is your total?
Oh, rolled? Yeah.
What's your health total?
Oh, health total is 85.
You were saying you rolled your total.
My health total for today. From yesterday.
I'm sitting here like, Josh, if you only have 39 health, you got killed like 4 times over by that. Yeah.
This shit doesn't add up.
Yeah. Well, I'm sitting here like, you got killed like 4 times over by the whatever the fuck that thing was.
My max is 85. I was up to 49.
All right. We're good.
So, as you prepare for this, each of you is given a pack and then another pack.
Yeah.
And just by packs, I mean like big, heavy duty duffel bags.
Yep.
That you're originally used for storing hardtack and crap, but
it's gone.
You ate it.
It had been a few days.
Yeah. The supplies continue to dig.
Yep. Alrighty.
Blade, my favorite hardtack.
Tasty.
So,
okay.
Trek begins.
Oh yeah.
Colin, while they're doing their trek, could I have you roll? What spells are you committing to this?
So today, since I noticed there's this overflux of supplies and not enough, basically because I'm working so fast and people are slowing down, I'll be using 2 first level and 2 second level spell slots to ease off on.
Yeah, letting
Just a
them
little
catch
bit.
up today.
Yeah.
which will give them advantage on their roll, which they desperately needed. It didn't help.
Dougal is struggling, man.
All right. Well, what is it? Just 2 today?
What spell slots are you using?
2 first level, 2 second level.
Yes. Just 2.
Yeah, Dougal's got Visla breathing down his
Well,
neck.
that's a 22 and a 19.
Oh, that's why these people are still suffering.
Yeah, even with you actively trying to go slower, there's still that huge surplus from yesterday, and now there's even more. The rest of the men on the ship, it is scary how good you are at annihilating trees out of this forest. It is people can't even hardly stand next to you without getting obliterated by a tree coming down. And on top of all that, there is still Dougal, who is still just as fried from yesterday, even more frazzled because now people have actually left and are now out there on a mission that he suggested. That basically everyone who he talked to about was like, yeah, this isn't such a great idea, but I guess. And now has Visler breathing down his spine, half his boot already up his ass. The rest of the crew is also starting to turn on him, and it is a pressure cooker that you're magically arcane. Here's all this excellent work I do every day without fault. On his lap, also not helping.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
People are really happy with you, Colton. You can do no wrong as far as the rest of the crew is concerned.
Poor Dougal, man. Dougal's just been getting all the shit these past few days.
Yeah. However, for the rest of you, could I have whoever is leading this expedition make a surviving check?
I probably know it the best, so that'll be me. My survival's not horrible.
Mine 0 is better than me.
A 13. I also have a +0.
Oh.
Oh.
It's you.
As you push your way through this jungle, you hear the whine of the insects, the calling of the birds, and you have all more or less gotten good enough at this point. Not you, Colton, sadly, but Silas and Barnabas, you are now good enough that you are able to pretty effectively spot the wildlife, and you're much better now at lining up the wildlife that you're seeing around you.
I can
And you're
see
also,
shits.
especially you, Barnabas, what you are starting to notice is a lot of the wildlife. The reason it's hard to see them is that the sound they make is coming from the opposite direction that they actually are.
Oh,
That's
not
really good
always.
information to have.
Yeah.
It's almost like ventriloquism, where they're throwing their voices around you.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Good information to have for the future. Sounds good.
You're able to more accurately keep track of where these
Yeah.
things are.
Hmm.
However, you do get a little bit lost. At one point, you've walked for like 3 hours, and you haven't even hit where the break in the trees are yet. You haven't even hit the channel yet.
Good.
Okay.
Worrisome.
Can I climb up a tree to kind of get like a vantage point?
Making aerobatics. Oh no, this would be an athletics check to climb, unless you're
Yes.
doing some kind of weird parkour without.
Nah, I can do athletics. 19.
19
I
will do it.
have a +4 in athletics.
As you are, using your daggers to help you get kind of extra up into the canopy, and Bilbo Baggins style look up and just see all the buttons. Beautiful up here. Wish I'd never left the Shire. But you are able to, even with just your passive, you are able to there it is. and realize that at some point you must have gotten a little bit curved. And
Yeah.
rather than walking towards it, you start walking along it. And it's all like maybe
Gotcha.
another 100 or so feet to with the left of where you were walking is the break in the trees.
Yeah. I will just climb back down quickly and lead us in the right direction.
Yep. And so, with that crisis averted, you are now in the break of trees. And it's going to still take you about like 20 minutes to reach
Yeah.
the end. But you can see that, the trees here, they are growing. It is not a flat line like the Third Blade and the Destiny, where it is slightly, fairly grown like trees.
It happened a while ago. Yeah.
And as you come over to the opening is, you arrive at that bowl, and you see the conjecture was not wrong. The hypothesis was correct. There is a ship here. It is unlike any ship you have ever seen before.
Okay.
Nifty.
How so?
The bottom of it, it is a ship only in vague lines. The actual geometry of it is more akin to your curved hand with a spiral latticework of this kind of verdigris, bronzish, brassish, kind of greenish, bluish metal underneath it, wrapped around this shattered, crumbled chunks of some bluish crystal. There are also on the side facing upwards, there is an outrigger that is also that latticework wrapped around a non-broken crystal, but very, very dull blue. The decking was once at some point some sort of very beautiful, intricately carved, just this grayish wood. And then again with that same sort of verdigris metal wrapped around it.
Interesting.
You can also see on the side where that outrigger is still intact, you can see a little like almost they are collapsed and broken now, but Barnabas, you would be able to detect this. Little bits of like stairs or like scaffolding almost running along its side. And there are trees growing up amidst and around this thing.
Really cool. We're in a rush, so I'm still just we're looking for block and tackle and rope and.
Yeah. So, can everybody make an investigation check?
I'm not awful at these. Nice.
I'm okay. I'm happy with that roll.
Wow, actually, some of your crew actually did really good too.
Axie's a god, that's why. We know this already.
Yep.
Axie crit on a perception check and saved our asses earlier.
Silas.
16.
Barnabas?
Unnatural 20.
Ooh.
Nice. Silas somehow, other than that one, those two random crewmen who don't give a fuck about, won the lowest.
What?
Wild.
Yeah. I mean, this one guy got an 11, this other guy got a 6, but everyone else we care about actually got a 9, got a 20, and the other guy got a 17.
Ooh.
Huge.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So, with those checks, you do not waste a lot of time, and the beauty and spectacle of this strange alien craft is almost instantly looked over.
I mean, it distracts the other two.
On board.
The two who rolled bad, they're a little distracted.
Yeah.
They are. On the deck, as you manage to climb up onto it, it is weird. Totally flat. No mass, no spots where mass would be. No, not even. There is a railing, but again, it's that lattice kind of aged metal. And carved into the deck and then inlaid with that metal are circles in various parts of the ship.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Huh?
Anything in Dorvish that I can see at a glance.
No. No, nothing
Cool, I
moves.
don't care anymore.
Not dwarvish, useless to me.
I don't care.
Below the deck, as you are going towards where that crushed metal latticework was, there's almost nothing. There aren't even, as far as you can tell, there aren't even like crew quarters in this thing. There's that mount, and there's another at the very front of this thing where all the latticework was. There's another one of it might have once been a ring. It's now kind of like a very sad banana.
Okay.
There's another
One
circle.
way to describe it.
Sad banana.
You know how people can make those really like filigreed rings where like they're all hollow all the way
Yeah.
through, and they're like that. And if there's all that detail in them, you can see through them, and it's just like little like a solid band that has been hollowed out and carved and tooled out.
Yeah.
At one point, it would have been that, but now it is a very sad banana.
All right. So there's no supplies here.
Nothing.
Fuck.
Well, back we go.
Yeah. How big was the
Um,
crystal? Is it a massive crystal?
Yeah, crystal is like 9 feet long and like
Oh,
3.
Jesus Christ.
with my unnatural 20, the crushed one, am I able to grab some
Bits of it?
larger shards of it? Or not larger, but like with my unnatural 20 that I rolled with investigation, can I grab some smaller shards of that cracked crystal?
Yeah, it depends on what you mean by smaller shards.
I'm looking for like fist sized or smaller.
The smallest thing you're gonna find is about like watermelon size.
Then I will grab that and I will put it in the duffel bag because we have nothing else in it anyways.
Yeah. It's light.
I'm
Very
still
light.
putting it in the duffel bag anyways.
And it goes.
Floats
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, because I'll give it to Colton and let Colton figure out what the fuck it is.
You know what? That's how I'll spend tomorrow. No more trees, just watermelon.
You just don't sleep tonight. Simple.
Easy.
Yeah.
So
And yeah, we're gonna make our way back, I suppose.
I will check
Ooh.
for my main man in the front.
17. Very nice.
And with that, you're able to make your way back. There are no real mishaps. Just another 3.5 hours. And
I
it
was-
is still daylight
yeah.
when you return to the ship.
Huge. Well, I'm
You will
gonna.
arrive to a more tense ship than you left.
I'm going to. From what happened yesterday, do I know it's partially on Dougal?
Yes.
I'm gonna go help Dougal direct people with my high ass charisma.
All right. Make a charisma check, please.
Just general charisma, not persuasion.
Yep.
Total of a 16.
16. All right. This will tomorrow. You have talked to the crew.
Yeah, I'm trying to like soothe feathers. Yeah, it's
And you have prevented Dougal from having disadvantage on his next check,
that's good at least.
as the crew has started to curdle against him, especially when you come back from his crazy escapade with nothing.
Watermelon.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Very.
Well, tomorrow's the destiny, in my opinion. We ain't going to that 4.5 hour trip. I'm so sorry.
Nope. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
too risky.
All right. So today, no meaningful work got done, but there are plenty of supplies for you.
Good job, Colton. Yeah, take tomorrow off. Analyze the thing. Let them get caught up. Just vibe.
Just vibe.
Just take like an hour or two break during your lunch to just check out the crystal. Because
Okay.
at the end of the evening, yeah, when Colton gets back, finally, Colton, I found this.
Where?
The shipwreck.
Only you.
Oh.
Only Colton hears this. Okay. So there was a shipwrecked ship that was very weird. And there were these 9-foot-long crystals attached to it.
Hold for a moment. Is it making the same growling that the one was at the small crystal?
Similarly, except tonally higher pitched.
Fancier.
What coloration was this crystal?
This crystal right now, it's like thundercloud kind of like grayish steel blue. Very, very. It's mostly like totally dull frosted gray with a little bit of blue.
Thank you, Barnabas. As you kind of see me looking between the dog and it.
I'm just going to leave this with you.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
Well, and since the dog follows me anywhere I go, even if I carry this thing, I'm gonna try looking over it to see if there's any. I'm looking for the runes similarly.
Make your Arcana check.
For Arcana, that is a 15.
15. So, and knowing what you're looking for now, these runes aren't right. Looking at them, on some portions of this, you can see the runes, but on other portions, it's like someone just gouged massive lines all the way through them. And this is the first time you've been able to see multiple runes in a single facet. And they are jumbled and crossed and pressed over each other as you're looking at this.
Huh.
Well, unfortunately, I do not believe this helps us at all.
Um,
Valuable things otherwise.
Should I get rid of it?
Wise as always.
Give it to Doggo.
Our
What is his
savior.
reaction as it gets closer to him?
it's a dog, so there's no emotion on its face, but it just
Yeah.
So it doesn't move at all or anything.
No.
Channeling a second level spell slot. I'm leaving the ship. Leaving the ship. I'm going to see its reaction towards magic.
Right. So, you leave the ship and your spell. Just general magical energy or a particular spell?
It is going to be. I'm going to channel a second level shield into it.
Huh.
Sure.
Abjuration.
Please roll your d20 and add your spellcasting ability modifier.
16.
16. As you press, the second you begin reaching out with this spell, you feel instant. And if there were any doubts about this thing's magical potential beforehand, they are revealed now as you start pressing, and the whole thing seems to shudder, and like those, like that's there's I don't know, there's a shape where it can only rest on one side of it. It's like a kind of rounded shape, only one flat side.
Mhm.
It starts going like that, just like moving around, and it is strongly resisting this. As you are you going to try and press it further, or are you going to let it go?
No, I'll let it fade.
And you let go, and it kind of. And the second you let it fade, it stops moving.
Huh.
Interesting and unfortunate. I'm
Huh.
going to leave it outside of our normal bonfire radius for the night.
Mm.
You've been demoted to timeout in the dark.
You should have
Yeah.
there.
Think about what you've done, weird shard of weird glowy
Thing.
crystal thing.
Oh,
Alright, well. Watches, I'm assuming?
Yep.
Disadvantage time, baby. Ooh, that's not good. 11?
Silas, crew, somehow even worse. And so
when Barnabas's 11 is still the best perception roll of the night.
Disadvantage is big Bucky.
and so the only thing any of you notice throughout the night is the that same bellowing bark from 2 nights ago. Why is nothing?
I want to say nothing else happens during it. He's protecting us. What a good little bean.
Yay! We have Protect Your Bear.
Kinda. I feel it's more protecting the dog, but yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Oh.
It's prototype.
Yeah, I'm still gonna try and sleep, hoping that we're not gonna get murdered in our sleep.
Yeah.
And as you lay you down to sleep,
Yeah.
you wake on the morrow with however many hit points you regenerate.
Well,
But we didn't take any
Cool.
damage today, so we're fine, hopefully.
I am merciful sometimes. Or the days, apparently.
Mm,
I mean, we're heading to the Destiny today. That's the plan.
yeah.
well, what
So-
do I do with my life?
Mess with
What are you to do,
thingy.
Hilton, as Dougal? I
He's got
don't
this.
want.
He's got this. He's rolling a 15 on this one.
Nope. That is lower than a 15. That's lower than everything, really, except a 0.
It's fine. Barnabas is gonna get back and have to just take over again. It's all good.
Well, no, today I will attempt to help.
Oh no! What's your? Oh yeah, you're a sorcerer. You have high charisma.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do I know a lot about repairing a ship?
No.
No.
Again, I think this is more of a charisma thing that's had an issue than a.
Yeah.
Yeah, at
Can
this
I
point, Dougal,
Can I-
even what?
Go ahead. Sorry.
So, for your perspective, Colton, because Silas and Barnabas left with the rest of their group almost as soon as the light switched.
Yeah, just
Mm.
fuck my eyeballs. Go.
It is not as sweltering as it was yesterday, but the 2 days prior. But even still, work on the third blade. There's been basically zero progress since that first day of work. Even less as Dougal has now realized that some of the repairs he made were actually not repairs, but in fact impediments to future progress. And he has totally locked you. And because he is the quartermaster, he's not allowed to be flogged. as he is technically an officer, and you do not flog officers in front of men. However, he has been confined to quarters.
Oh no.
Ooh.
And Captain Vissler is asking if you would be willing to take the reins in his place. He is aware of what he is asking, but it is less of an ask and more of an order.
Yes, Captain.
Please, Rod.
Fuck.
We need some good news.
Then
So-
today, work will be done.
And so, I need you, my brave little nugget, to make for me. First of all, are you using any kind of magic? Magic will alter what you are rolling.
Mm.
Do you have the mending cantrip?
I have prestidigitation and mage hand for utility cantrips.
Oof. Poor choice, really.
Mending would have been
Huge.
Yeah, I'm sure.
so.
You're telling me you're a fisherman who didn't take mending? You never had to mend a net?
I mended nets with my fucking hands.
Yeah, fucking magic hands. Magic hands.
And so currently, the issues that are on with the ship, you still have to reinforce the hull because it's going to take. I mean, it's going to be less of a beating than just plowing through the earth like a wooden freight train skewing towards a cliff.
Mm-hmm.
But rolling along these logs is going to be a problem. It's going to be not super great for it, as well as having to organize a system of pulleys using the trees along the forest edge to basically slowly let the third blade go once they have, because you said that you were going to be using your spell to push the third blade. So they're not worried about getting her moving. They're worried about not letting her scream down the hillside.
Mm-hmm.
And so
They're pretty fucking funny, though.
it would be really fucking funny. It would also be catastrophic. But and so those are your big problems: is reinforcing the hull to take this. And that was really where Dougal was getting caught up, because the other part of it is just setting up block and tackle and securing lines to the outside and into her rigging and into her main structural components to hold her back. The harder part Dougal was having was reinforcing a ship in an unorthodox manner. That was really where he was having a struggle.
Right.
Think outside the box, buddy boy. He's not creative. That's what I learned from this.
Everybody's creative in different ways.
For the damages, are these gashes that went through multiple boards? Are they
He has repaired a lot of the exterior damage, like the holes themselves, are fine. Because again, he's competent at that. He's good at just repairing what needs to be repaired and ordering those kind of repairs around and what to do with those. The problem he was having is creating basically a second bracing internal skeleton to keep her solid while she's rolling down the hill. And also needing to reinforce her prow in case like a stump or two is still sticking when she clips a stump, or if she were to clip something on her way down.
yeah. Well, only with the materials we have. What if it's okay, can we move to the Destiny group to give me
Yes, yeah,
some
I'll
time
give
to
you
think
time.
on this?
So, for the Destiny,
Yeah.
someone spearhead this.
Come on. 13.
Well, fortuitously for you, you've already been to the Destiny, so
Yeah.
it's not as difficult to track it as untrekked ground before. So
That's good.
you make your way there, and you eventually arrive at the blood-smeared exterior
Yep.
of the Destiny. She is still cracked in half on her side, her belly spilling open like a beached whale.
Well, it's gotta have more than the last one did.
Yeah, more than nothing, right?
Your investigations, please.
Right.
Wow, better than last time.
Hey!
Actually, also managed to do better than last time. All right, Barnabas,
21.
Silas,
I second that. 21.
Let's go.
and actually got a 21 too.
Yo.
Hey,
Legendary.
The other guys in your crew got a 13, 11, and 9, so they weren't super
Okay.
helpful.
I mean, they're here for the muscle, not for
But
actually.
the main characters in this story, they're
Yeah.
doing all.
Yeah.
Oh,
Everything's looking up, right?
And so, going through this ship, it is devastated.
Yeah.
One of the biggest problems is that because of how the ship hit, 4 or 5 days later, after she's set, her timbers have started to settle. And so a lot of her decks are, first of all, everything that was not tied down, and even most of the things that were tied down, are in just massive piles along her, it would be her starboard side, just piled up against her gunwales on the inside, just littered with it.
Okay.
And so you are more or less digging through cannonballs, cannons, bedding, smashed crates, ruined food, corpses that were buried in the piles that they never had time or the opportunity to dig out. So inside of her decks, there's not a lot. However, you could spend this is just like on an immediate search. So you probably could find something if you were to spend a bunch of time digging through her, or you could go the lazy route and just go up to the and try. It's not the lazy route. There's another route where you could also potentially try going back uphill where she fell and try and find bits of her rigging if you can find her mass. Because from us above deck, where because when she was rolling, basically all of her rigging and all of her masts and stuff, all that got ripped up and left behind.
And that's really what we're looking for, right? Is ropes and that type of thing.
Yeah. So unless you want to try and dig your way through these scrap heaps inside of her, you're gonna have to go back up the hill.
Since we're looking for ropes and stuff like that, we'll probably head up the hill because that's what we're looking for anyways, and it makes more sense to grab the stuff we know is there than trying to find something that may or may not be there.
Yeah.
All right. So, perception checks all around as you are now making your way.
There we go.
Actually, you just can't.
Don't worry, I can't roll bad either right now.
I can.
The rest of the crew is dog water, like all below 10. But actually, okay, Silas,
10.
Barnabas,
26.
Fucking hell.
actually, with a 16.
Well, when you're rolling 18, you have a +8, Josh. It's big numbers.
Yeah.
So, Axie and Barnabas leading the way, pointing out your find, and it's you who notices it. You can see almost like a white flag. You can see a bit of her sail flapping in the wind from one of the cross beams of the mast that's propped up in one of the trees that she left in the ground.
Well, let's go tear everything we can down from it.
And moving through, you and Axie moving around, directing the others with you, you are able to salvage a total, not one unbroken length, but a total of 200 feet of rope.
Okay. We'll take it.
That's lengths as short as like 20 feet, all the way up to like 60 feet for her main lines.
Yeah, and once we do that, we're going to be hightailing it back to...
And that took a couple hours.
Yeah, I figured.
Walking, looking, finding, climbing, cutting, dragging, coiling.
Yeah, we're going to hightail it back and hope for the best.
Right. And somebody please roll a d20. One of you two.
Silas, go ahead. I'm going to make a survival check, so I'm going to make you do it.
Roll a d20. You want to roll high.
7.
Silas.
Yep.
Barnabas.
It's nighttime.
You are not back at the third blade, and everything goes pitch black.
All right. Following Axie.
Fuck.
Good thing we got Axie with us.
Yeah.
It would be. Actually, you still can't really see.
Well,
remember, there's...
I have a torch, though, so I'm just going to light a torch. Yeah.
In that case, Axie will lead. And Axie...
I mean, I'll be helping him, but yeah.
Axie rolled a 1. Oh, you're helping him? You're training
I've been helping him, yeah.
Oh, wait, I can't do it. It must be a perception.
Well, I'm in charge of helping him.
Yeah.
I am the survival guy leading currently.
Yeah.
Still not super great, but begins making his way back. And Barnabas, in the light of the torch,
it'd be super. No, it's the fucking cats, Josh. We're gonna keep moving. I'm not planning on stopping.
Weapons are out, though.
Yeah, we're running as quick as we can. I mean, that's all we can do. I mean, we killed one last time. This is probably the other one that we nearly killed, so we should be fine.
I will stay in the back, but I'll make sure people are in front of me.
All right. And so, because you stay in the back, you're the one that gets jumped on.
I figured. That's why I went back.
Ben, with that, is this a good spot to stop? Because it's nearly 11:30.
Yeah.
Yep. So, as Silas moving through the canopy, the brush moving quickly, praying to all the gods above that the light of the third blade's perimeter comes into view. And a lunge. And you, Silas. That's what we pick up next time.
All right,
on
so
the 3-part, 3-question-mark part, one shot.
Yeah. So as the session comes to a close, just a reminder for anybody watching, we do now have YouTube channel, so you can go to the YouTube link in the Twitch Discord to view any of our past recordings. This will be posted on Twitch, of course, but hope you all enjoyed, and we'll see you in about 2 weeks' time. Everyone have a happy Easter next week, and we will see you after that.
See ya!
See ya.